Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Liberty Libations number 151. Our new intro just makes me smile.
I forgot about it for a second, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. We're fighting dragons.
I love it. Yeah. We're going to do some stuff with that because that's hilarious. Well, y'all, welcome to the show. This is episode 151. Nearly 3 full years of doing the show. So, as usual, let's start with Zane. What are you drinking, man?
I've got some Atlanta Hard Cider Company honey craft cider.
Nice. They're good. I love their stuff, except for the pineapple, which literally tastes like vomit.
Ooh.
Kid you not, their pineapple cider tastes like somebody puked it up.
I mean, vomit's acidic and pineapple is, so like strangely I can see that. Like, it's weird, but okay.
Oh, weird. People still buy it for some reason. So.
They say the chemicals in pineapple are such that when you eat a pineapple, the pineapple also eats you.
Oh, I thought this was going to be about your cum tasting sweet or something.
Did you thought Zane might actually say that? You thought that's where Zane was going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I figured he was going to lighten us on.
Alden, I'm going to put you in timeout in a second. Nick, what are you drinking, man?
I brought the meat back again this week because I was too lazy to get anything else yet.
Nice. Heck yeah. All right, Alden?
I was also lazy, and I have another giant, but it's a cherry Coke and whiskey this time, and a homemade vanilla syrup that I made, and then another Ying Ying.
Another Ying Ying. I've got Ardbeg, Wee Beastie.
One of my favorites.
In my travel decanter. Freaking delicious. Well, slaunch, everybody. Cheers. All right. Before we get started, go on over to peacefulsea.network. We are in the middle of a fundraiser for the Cascade Effect. We are trying to basically reinstate grand jury, both in Montana as well as throughout the rest of the country, kind of set precedent for grand jury becoming a good check against the overreach of government. It is not used very much across the country, and it is not used properly when it is used. Grand jury is basically a citizen's defense against government overreach, where the citizens can call for a trial of an investigation and a trial of certain government officials who do illegal things or overstep their bounds.
This feels really needed.
It's so needed, and the fact that we're like 2 months into this fundraising campaign, and it's going mediocre. Considering how deep our I run in the Liberty world, it's wild how crap the donations have been compared to what we actually need. We need minimum 15,000. We need max 30,000 is what we're going for.
That's what we just paid for a roof.
There we go.
Let's sell Alden's roof and give that money to Jay.
Yeah, we don't need it. That's fine.
That works.
We'll just put some tarps up there.
I'm good with that. So, y'all go to peacefulsea.network. Click on the banner about halfway down the homepage, and just consider donating either monthly or just a one-time, or just share it with folks, because we have a extremely compelling case at the moment. The fact that we shot a documentary series about this man, Michael Hansen, who was shot and killed on his own property, and the deputy who shot and killed him didn't have a warrant, should never have been there, and then was awarded the Purple Heart, as well as the Law Enforcement Officer of the Year for the NRA.
No.
Yep. And so,
God, I hate the NRA.
Dude, it's insane. And Glock sponsored it, which is infuriating.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I don't own a Glock.
They went complete bitch, especially pulling their entire line of handguns to put the little anti-switch device in there that you can just take off with a Dremel.
Yeah.
What's up, Grumpy?
So
I don't want to disparage Glocks as too much as a gun. They work fine or whatever, but
they work great. Yeah.
The 2-second rant is just like, what is with the grip angle? Like, every time I hold one, I have to aim it like at the ground for it to feel like it is. That's why I don't own a Glock. Like, if you start out with a Glock, it works for you. Exactly.
But if you start out with any other gun, Glock doesn't work.
They designed it on purpose to be like, well, for life, they're a Glocker. Like, it's like a loyalty thing. You get like so mechanically used to that, and like I am not, because I shoot like
Apple, which we're going to get into some Apple tonight, and I am seriously considering leaving the whole ecosystem of Apple. But we're going to get into that a little later, but go to peacefulc.network, check it out. We also have other shows. You can join the Dollar Media Club. You can watch behind the scenes stuff. You can do a whole bunch of stuff on the website. We're in talks to get yet another documentary, as well as we're in pre-production on a feature film that will start filming in March of next year. So we're looking forward to that. So head on over to the website, check that out. For now, let's talk about the poor widow TSA. The sad TSA. They've been struggling since the government shut down. Here they are with supposed freedom advocate Rob Schneider.
I was going to say, is that Rob Schneider?
Who says, let's all be grateful to the fine men and women of the TSA who are all unpaid workers but love their country and are still working. They cannot accept monies from passengers, but they can accept gift cards for food, gas, coffee, and donuts. Please show them your love with cards. And I kid you not, this is at a TSA stand.
Wow.
Tips for violating your privacy, your natural rights, and your anus are all accepted.
I don't know.
And not even performing their job right.
And not even, which we will get to that in a little bit. So government shut down, what, like 3 weeks ago now? 4 weeks ago? Maybe?
Yeah.
I think it's 35 or 40 days.
Is it
It's
really?
like it set the record for the longest one ever.
Oh, wow.
So before we really launch into this topic, what I want to make very clear is this is going to have an opposite. This government shutdown is going to have an opposite effect on the general public than what libertarians would want.
Really?
The logical conclusion is that government shouldn't be involved with TSA, because if the government messes up in a completely different sector, then it affects everybody's travel.
Mm-hmm.
But the conclusion that people are going to come to is we need government back so that we can have TSA back. But what we should be rooting for is the longest government shutdown combined forever, so that TSA never comes back.
Well, I mean, it's over now at this point, right? I believe it's over.
Is it?
Yeah.
But
but
over the course of that month, like, I forgot that it was still going on
Me
most
too.
days, because it affected my life literally zero.
Yeah. I
still
still had to cut trees down and get ready for a new roof in it. I didn't even.
Yeah,
I honestly
didn't-
forgot. Like,
you're gonna fill that box with tiny dildos.
I thought about just the tip. I thought about the same thing. We're on the same
look,
page here.
It says their compensation is getting to grope people. I love it.
I mean, that's probably true, because if you think about it economically, you're supposed to be paid, the value you bring. They bring zero value because they can't even do their jobs right. Therefore, they should be getting paid zero.
Yep. Agreed. These are some of the live looks at Houston Airport, just the number of people standing in line for TSA, and it goes through there.
Shouldn't you be able to just bypass TSA if there's a government shutdown?
Right?
I mean, for real question.
I mean,
if
seriously.
the government shuts down and it's a government entity, shouldn't you just be like, well, then there is no TSA and we just get to board the goddamn plane and see what happens?
Yeah, you're just
Here's
speaking
the
paradise, man.
They shut down the TSA, but they don't shut down the requirement to go through TSA. So it's like,
so the government's here to still somehow uphold their rules, even though they're shut down.
So the empire, Rome burns to the ground, but they still force you to go through the gates and pay a toll. Like, how does that even work?
City.
Well, Jake, your observation at the beginning is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because the only reason we're in this mess to begin with is because the government decided that it was going to arrogate to itself the authority to perform pre-flight screenings. And what's even worse is the air traffic control. Because obviously most libertarians think that the everything that the TSA does is stupid. It doesn't even work. When they do tests, the bombs get through most of the time anyway. So on a free market, the TSA would be abolished and replaced with nothing. But with air traffic control, it's a little bit different because you actually do need people telling the pilots not to fly into each other.
Yeah.
So, but in the absence of the FAA, it's not like people wouldn't realize we need air traffic control. There are lots of other industries that require, lowercase r regulation, and they figured it out. So the only reason why we don't have air traffic control when the government shuts down is that before that, the government decided we're the only ones that are allowed to be in charge of air traffic control. So when people are getting frustrated about the government being shut down because they can't fly, that's an extremely reasonable reaction, because it's ridiculous that just because there's a government shutdown, it means you can't fly. But it's a critical misdiagnosis to say, and that's why the government needs to reopen as quickly as possible. What you actually should conclude is it's ridiculous that we gave control over air traffic control to an organization that functions this poorly all the time.
Yeah.
So let's go 100%. Down a slight libertarian rabbit hole on this a little bit with air traffic control.
Okay.
So I think it's pretty easy to say, like, there's two levels of air traffic control, basically, right? There's the people who control the airport, the departures, the arrivals, telling people when to land and when to enter the airspace, whatever there. And then there's the air traffic control that controls the airspace away from the airports around the rest of the country. I think it's fairly easy to say, hey, airports can hire their own controllers, right? Yeah. They either have a training program or companies out there that certifies people. They contract with them. That's very easy for the, departure arrival stuff. Now, the question is how in a free market there, do you contract and say, okay, you have the monopoly on this airspace that is, I guess, somewhat, I guess it would be considered public domain unless you actually sell off airspace.
I guess I don't know enough about it to really
homestead it. So I think that would be the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think that just to go down a little thought experiment here on how you would do it. I've got at least one concept, but I'm interested in hearing maybe Zane's take on how we could achieve this in a free market.
Yeah, so I think the air around an airport, I think it's actually pretty reasonable to say that you can homestead the airspace around your airport in the same way that you homestead the land when you build a house on it. I mean, you're the one that's actually using it all the time. That's how we've always understood property to become owned when previously it was unowned.
Isn't it a thing that you own? If you buy land, you own everything above and below the property line, like in terms of
to a certain number of feet.
Above, not really.
300 feet, right?
Is that right?
400 is like the the flight height of that's kind of more open to things. But like you can't stop someone from like flying a drone or flying a helicopter 200 feet above your house.
Oh, I can, just not legally.
Not legally. Yeah.
It will come out of the sky, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So in terms of air traffic control, like in the in-between areas between airports where it's just, planes that are in flight after they've taken off and before they've landed, that's a little bit less easy to immediately imagine how that might operate in a free market. But it's also important to realize that that's not where pretty much any of the problems about planes flying into each other happen. Right. Like 95% of aircraft accidents happen on takeoff or landing. So the most crucial part of air traffic control is the part that's easiest for people to understand why the government doesn't need to be involved in that. Once you're already in open air, it's a lot easier to realize that you're about to fly into somebody and like be looking at your radar. I think the airlines would figure something out, and the exact way that would happen, I'm not an expert in aviation, so I can't say, it would happen exactly like this. But you can be confident that it would happen given the number of other industries that have figured out questions of similar logistical difficulty on their own. So
Totally
like
possible. Yeah.
Michael Malice often uses the example of how like Apple cell phones and like Google cell phones can text each other without the government saying everyone has to use this standard for how text messages work, because everyone realizes it would be stupid if phones from different companies couldn't text and call each other.
Correct. And on a more blue collar example, there are all sorts of types of screws, nuts, bolts, and they're all made in a very standard way across all companies.
So you
all
can
companies make an M5 bolt.
Right.
All companies make a decking screw, and they're the same threading. And it's because everybody, a standard was created in the free market that allowed for
without government.
Yeah, without government, completely without government.
A coarse threaded or a fine threaded nut that fits a coarse threaded or fine threaded bolt of a different company. Yeah, exactly.
Although let's not get on the monopoly of these standard organizations. They drive me fucking insane.
Fair enough.
Because I'm you know, as an engineer, I'm in charge of maintaining our library of standards at work.
Okay.
And so these guys, what they do is every so often they'll just go and they'll just reissue a standard. So it might be a standard from, I think I looked at one from 2006 or 2001 today. It's not updated. It's still marked as the 2001 or whatever, but it's reissued 2025. And so to buy the latest standard, you have to pay the $120 to get the reissued one for 2025, even though it's not an updated standard as far as I know.
That's stupid.
You have to own the standard in order to say that you're compliant with it, right? You have to pay them on it. So you know, there are issues there too. But
speaking of issues, we're going to go back to the TSA because I'm not done reaming the TSA. I flew through 1, 2, 3, 4 airports in the last 3 weeks. Hated every minute of it. It was absolute garbage. My wife missed their connection flight because there weren't enough air traffic controllers. But a Frontier Airlines passenger found a loaded gun magazine with 10 hollow point rounds while boarding a flight at the Atlanta airport.
It's just a magazine. You're not going to get much with a magazine.
Please.
It was probably mine. It probably
dude, the fact that
mine last week. But
yeah, just the fact that while boarding, this was past TSA. This was after TSA. The bullets are the most important part of the gun to not let through because you can still set them off even without a gun. But
if you can't contain the pressure, then they just don't do anything except kind of go pop.
Yeah, if there's no barrel to create velocity, they're not.
That's fair. That's fair. But they are little mini explosives that can do damage.
You could MacGyver a bomb by opening them all and putting the black powder in something.
There we go.
Flush it down the plane toilet and blow up the plumbing. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
You're giving me ideas. You're giving me ideas, Alden.
I don't think that would work that way. But
no, probably not.
Nick, let us dream a little bit, man. Come on.
Actually, there's these stories every so often. I think at one point a couple of years back, some lady got on a flight to Japan with a loaded handgun.
Yep, you're correct.
No, there's all kinds of things.
It was Japan, yeah.
What was the story where someone got to their destination, or was it a connecting flight or something like that?
And then it was Japan. They got to the destination, and Japan doesn't allow weapons, and they got sent back or arrested. I can't remember what happened.
That's
fun. Yeah. And on that note, TSA still fails 90% of the time and covers it up.
Yeah.
And we could go through this whole article if you want to go to this
I believe it.
To this website. You can actually read the whole thing, and it is extremely detailed. But 90%, man, somebody walked through TSA with a hand grenade in a Starbucks
in the cup thing, right? Yeah, we talked about that. They
handed it to a TSA agent.
It's the same as the Snowden thing.
It's insane.
When
he hold the Rubik's Cube. Yeah.
And he was like, "You ever solve one of these?" And went right through. And
yeah. This is the people. This is the organization that people are saying we need to give them tips and they're helping Americans travel.
I wish people could let go of what doesn't work and not be afraid to jump into the unknown of a non-government backed education.
It's not even unknown.
Or whatever, like
30 years ago. It's not unknown. This was I flew without the TSA before.
They didn't exist before 9/11.
Yeah,
I meant just in general. I was saying about like the education system and other government things, but in this specific instance, it was working totally fine in the year 2000, whatever. Like, yeah.
Totally the whole issue was the FBI didn't follow up on the credible terrorists.
Do you really want to get down the?
No, we're not going down the 9/11 rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but all we're saying is that they could have easily stopped it because they were explicitly told what these guys were doing and where they were.
See, you're tempting me to, because it's not as easy as that, but that
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
By their own story.
The airlines could have prevented this from just installing a locking cockpit door before this. Like, a bulletproof locking cockpit door would have solved this problem. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's the easiest way to prevent that from happening. They might kill all the passengers on the plane, but they're not going to fly it into the World Trade Center.
There's no way they would kill every single passenger on the plane before someone would do something about it. There's always
I think they would kill about 3 people.
Because what you'd have to do is while they're standing, the pilot either fucking climbs steep and then dives and just slams them into something. I mean,
also without fail, every single time I fly, I'm sitting shoulder to shoulder with some 6'9" guy who's taking up half of my seat. So there's going to be a bunch of those on the plane too that will destroy the terrorists.
I'm usually that guy. I'm usually the one that goes halfway into the seat next to me. I fly like this the whole damn time. I'm trying to be a good neighbor, and I don't want to take up your spot. But
that's fair.
Like you're on a water slide.
To be fair, the seats have gotten ridiculously small in the last 3 decades. Like, they used to be nice and luxurious. Everything used to feel like first class is now, where you actually have a shoulder's width of a seat.
Everything feels like Spirit.
Everything's Spirit.
Yeah, I mean,
anything behind first class is Spirit.
People used to dress up in suits to fly. It was a luxury experience. You could smoke on the plane, and look at how far America has fallen.
With not smoking on the plane.
Can we have a smoking section, Alden? Can we have a smoking
You breathe in all the same air on the plane, like
no, actually, airplane is the the quickest recycled air of any building. It recycles all the air every 30 seconds or something like that.
Air
heavily.
100%. Okay, because then that would be.
It's actually wild how clean the air on an airplane is. Yeah. I looked into it a lot during COVID because of all the mask wearing. I was like, I got to find proof that this doesn't matter at all on an airplane.
That's totally fair. That's funny, actually. Yeah.
So it's extremely recycled, very well recycled. It's like the HEPA 10 or whatever it is.
Then have a sealed cigar lounge. That's fine then. Yeah,
I'm down with it. Let's continue this rant on TSA because I just feel like it. Here you go. Here is how TSA locks got hacked. So you know how all the locks on all your luggage is TSA approved? Well, here you go.
Yeah. They posted a picture of the master key to promote the new luggage locks. Now, these locks were designed to let one key open all of them, so TSA agents could check suitcases without any damage. But a group of hackers scanned these pictures, and they 3D printed an exact replica of the key, which they put online for anyone to download, showing how unsafe they were. But the TSA ignored this, and these locks are still used today, which means your luggage is never really secure.
That's so stupid.
Like, what are we doing?
Here's the key to open every single lock.
In a broader conversation on this, this is why when they start talking about, we need backdoors to the encryption, it's a bad idea. It's because the internet autists will figure out a way to get through it.
100%.
Because that key doesn't just work for you. There's nothing that physically ties you to them.
Yeah.
Someone will figure it out. But I knew this story. It's not one key though. There's like a series of different TSA keys, and at this point you can buy them on Amazon.
So you're correct. But originally it was just one key. Like at the very beginning it was just one. And now since they never acknowledged it. They never said, we messed up. They just quietly started printing a few more keys to actually get it.
And you can go on Amazon and buy the whole set.
Yep.
It's idiotic. Not to mention, okay, so like on the getting a magazine with hollow points through, I will go through the airport, the TSA at Helena, Montana, which is a tiny 3-gate airport. It's an absolute delight, except for the TSA experience, because these people take their jobs way too seriously.
They have nothing else to do.
There's 6 people on a plane out of here. So like,
do you have pre-check?
I have pre-check. Yeah.
And they still take it way too seriously?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow.
I have a credit card sized like multi-tool that has like a screwdriver function and a letter opener. They go through my luggage every single time just to pull that out and be like, oh, this is a blade. This is a blade. And they like push on it. I'm like, you think that's a blade? But then when I'm at the Atlanta airport, that doesn't get flagged. There's no consistency. There's no nothing. Like nothing of what they do is standardized.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is wild.
This is like the cops when I lived in Port Orange, Florida, and they had a lot of tax dollars and low crime and nothing else to do. And when someone got pulled over for just speeding, there would be 7 cop cars pulled over one car because they had nothing else to fucking do.
Nikki got pulled over in Atlanta for expired registration and 3 cop cars pulled into the parking lot.
Yeah. Do you know how many times I got pulled over for like a headlight or something? I got pulled over one time because I had one of my 2 license lights, like the plate lights, were out. Yeah. My friend got pulled over one time and they said it was too dim, even though they both were on. They're just making shit up to pull people over. We were bartenders, so we were driving around at 2 a.m. And
this is that makes sense.
But there was so many cops as far as per capita and low crime, and they would just literally make shit up to pull you over.
You know what?
That feels like your PSA in Montana.
You know what I really love about our show is that whatever the topic is, it devolves into just complaining about the government.
It's government rants. That's why we're here, right?
No matter what. It'll go on a massive tangent, but that tangent always involves hating government.
And which is why the official position of the show is game wardens to Gitmo.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. The fact that Rob Schneider is out there tweeting about how we need to be thankful for the TSA agents leads me to believe that there are far fewer actual freedom-loving people out there than what I was picturing a few months ago.
I think it might be a little bit more complicated than that, because in the regime that we currently have, which is unless you go through the TSA line, you cannot get on the plane.
Yeah.
Then it is actually kind of reasonable for somebody to say, well, it's a good thing these TSA agents are still here, because if they weren't, I would be unable to fly. Not realizing, not going the additional level of analysis deeper to think, well, why is it the case that I can't get on the plane if I don't go through the TSA line? That's the level of analysis we need to get people to. But if you don't get to that and you just think, well, it's physically impossible for me to get on a plane unless I go through the TSA line, it is actually a reasonable conclusion to say, I'm glad these TSA agents are here.
That's fair.
So I agree. I agree mostly with the premise. I think that if the government shut down and actually shut down, not a single government entity was still working, federal entity was still working. That includes TSA, air traffic control, all that stuff. I have faith that humans would find a way to rectify the situation, whether that be a full-on rebellion and just people start flying people all over the place, regardless of air traffic control. I don't know. I feel like something good would come from it. Like, yeah, you're right. It makes sense why they come to that conclusion of we need to thank them, because that's the only reason that we're still able to fly.
Because that's the first level of thought.
Yeah.
And then,
but I kind of want a world where you're so inconvenienced by the shutdown of the government, that you have to rethink things.
I agree. I think
that's not happening, or at least that's not happening anytime soon.
Right.
Because at this level of inconvenience, and I would hazard a guess at levels of inconvenience a lot higher than this, because the solution that comes to people's mind is we didn't have this problem when the government was open. So the solution is we need to get the government to reopen. As long as you are in a situation where people think the answer is reopening the government, that's what they're going to think, because it's way easier to think that than to think, I wonder if anarcho-capitalism really does have all the answers.
Yeah, but that's not what they would think. That's not what they would go to, man. They wouldn't go to some theoretical philosophy. They would go to, how can I get to California from New York right now in the next 2 days?
I think what Zane is saying is the easiest line is to think of what it was before, because that's a known, as opposed to imagining something else,
because in these people's minds, when the government is open, there's no problem. So to make the problem go away, all you need to do is get the government to reopen. And it's also important to remember, we weren't ever really in a government shutdown. We were in like a shutdown of 5% of the government.
Yeah,
and it didn't start to matter to anyone until air traffic control and TSA got messed up, and then all of a sudden, if you had to fly, which is a lot of people, you went from not noticing to noticing that it was shut down, and that is ultimately why I think they finally got the kick in the pants to fix it, because it was not being fixed, and then all of a sudden, no one can fly. This is a problem. This is making us look bad.
Yeah. For a while there, it was just good stuff going on. Like, people were going to national parks, and instead of having to get a permit, they were just like, well, there's no one here to enforce these permits to climb whatever it is it El Capitan or something in Yosemite? So they're like, I'm just gonna climb it without having the permit, whatever, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna base jump off of this, because usually I can't do it, but I'm gonna do what I want because it's public land, and I'm not hurting anyone.
But somehow magically there was people there to enforce you not going in and doing that or whatever. And then
no, people were doing it like crazy.
Really?
People were doing it, man. Yeah,
people were climbing those without it. People were jumping.
I thought this was going to be a story if there was somehow magically someone there to stop it or whatever.
No, this was a bonus. This was like a good side of the
Was this in like the COVID era of it or something?
This was like a couple weeks, like a week.
Okay, because I didn't hear about this, because in the COVID era of it, when they had like shutdowns and the parks were closed, there still was magically someone there to tell you that the park was closed and that you couldn't go in, and stopped you from going in at that point. I'm like, well, who's paying you to turn cars around?
The parks were understaffed, so like people were going in and just doing whatever they wanted. And if you're going to climb something and then base jump, if you're not hurting anyone, go ahead and do it. Like,
if you're only risking hurting yourself, and
if you're not destroying stuff and you're just going to do it, whatever.
Just force your family to clean up your brains off the trees on the bottom.
But because the people who were working were complaining, no, we have to shut the national parks down because we can't enforce all the rules from people hiking these trails without permits and this and that. And starting to sound like England over here with our license permits.
Canada, you can't go walking through the woods, yo.
Fucking Canada's lost their goddamn collective mind.
Yeah. Finally, Joe Rogan started talking about MAID on his podcast the other day with, I forget who it was, but they started talking about their whole assisted suicide situation up there.
Oh, MAID, yes.
Yeah,
they covered the ostrich situation.
Did they?
I don't know. I'm asking. Did they cover?
I don't know. But they talked about how the statistic is, this is way off topic, but 1 in 20 deaths in Canada last year was assisted suicide.
Wow, what?
That's climbing up the charts.
5%?
Yep.
That's insane.
Holy
anyway,
moly.
That's a topic for another episode, which we've tackled a few times. But
wow, but people are worried about guns.
Do we have anything else to talk about with TSA specifically? Because the next topic also has to do with TSA, but also a broader picture.
I just
government.
If it didn't come through clearly, I just really, really, really hate the TSA.
Yeah, I think we all are not fans, and I do. These are the moments where I wish more people would take that like second or third kind of step in thinking, and instead of just going like, "Oh, this is frustrating. I wish it were what it was before," and go like, "Oh, wait, so here's a system that has a flaw that as soon as this shuts down, it's vulnerable. What if we didn't have it set up that way?" Like I do wish that was more.
But I agree with you, man. Like I wish that was the case, but just remember that you're expecting people who think the Marvel movies are the best movies ever created to make that second and third question. Like that ain't gonna happen.
I'm afraid to like weigh in on this because I want like art to be like so separate from things like this or whatever. But that is a funny.
It's not. First of all, Marvel movies aren't art. So you don't have to worry about that. Nothing about them is art. They're formulaic garbage after the first Iron Man. Like after that,
and that's what I was going to say is that I like the first Avengers and the first Iron Man. But
yeah,
I like the first Guardians of the Galaxy
and the first Guardians. That was good too.
Okay, there were some fresh ones in there, but for the most part, they were formulaic nonsense with no actual emotion and no stakes. And so we've been fed this diet of media for the past 30 years, which has made us stupider. It's made us dumber. It's made us less analytical and less likely to actually think about complex issues without just jumping to the first initial reaction of something that pisses you off or annoys you or some conclusion that you've made. And
there's a reason why it's called programs on TV.
Yeah, I've heard this before. Yeah.
Oh, I have not heard that before. I like that.
Yep.
But anyway, to abstract away from Marvel, Alden, we're expecting people that think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows to reach deeper levels of analysis.
Those are some taste. I bet them steaks is good from those cows, man. Oh man, if the milk's this good, what's the cheese like?
Did y'all ever eat at the restaurant The Purple Cow?
No.
Why do I know this name? Where is this?
I thought that was a brand of ice cream.
I think it turned into a brand of ice cream because I think the restaurant's shut down, but they made purple milkshakes. And so I just imagine for a while people thought purple milkshakes came from purple cows. Kevin says it
comes from red cows.
F the TSA.
I'm not going to get into that.
Darn tootin' right. All right, y'all. We're going to move on to the next topic, which is in the same vein.
Oh wait, yeah, it's Seth Godin has a book about the purple cow or whatever. Like, so that's where I know this reference, but not a restaurant. It's from a book. Never mind.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to Apple of My ID, which digital ID, you can now add a US.
Sorry, I just got this pun. I haven't read this yet.
You can now add a US passport in Apple Wallet. And to explain a little bit, well, to just describe it, he's got some interesting theories at the end, but to describe it a little bit, here you go. Apple has just launched digital ID. It will be accepted at over 250 TSA checkpoints across America. This can't be good.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You guys, Apple has just released a digital ID for identification and US passports. Here we go. Now, reports say they will be merging their biometric security with encrypted ID storage and plans to replace your physical IDs across airports, apps, and businesses. Why don't I like this? They also said this is going to be used at over 250 TSA checkpoints across domestic airports for identity verification. Now, remember I told you guys about one of the richest men on earth, Larry Ellison, who owns TikTok and Oracle, and who's a big fan of digital IDs? Well, it seems like one big master plan between all the big tech companies. You have Microsoft dealing with OpenAI, OpenAI dealing with NVIDIA, NVIDIA dealing with Oracle, xAI dealing with NVIDIA, and not to mention, OpenAI just did a $38 billion deal with Amazon for cloud storage. So the question is, what are they really planning? Well, I may have some answers. Could it be that...
So do y'all want to listen to his...
I was curious about his theory.
Okay, yes. we can go for the next 30 seconds. Here we go.
Following in the footsteps of China's Skynet, which is tied to digital IDs, a social credit score, and an AI surveillance system that they actually want to put on the moon. Skynet, huh? Why does this sound familiar? That's because it's the same name as the killer artificial intelligence in Terminator, Skynet. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. It's always in the movies. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube, Maverick Approach, where I do more breakdowns on this, but
no plugs from other shows.
I did want to say real quick, because he just touched on this when we were talking about, so Jake, you said that like watching too much of the media or whatever, or the movies and stuff, like can like dumb you down or whatever. It depends on how you watch it, because actually if you shift like how you interpret it, you can use it, like he was just saying, like there's clues dropped into movies and stuff that like the CIA has a term for this. It's called pre-programming, to spin off of what Nick said about programs being the names for TV shows or whatever, but like pre-programming in Hollywood. And like you can actually, if you have almost like, it's like the They Live glasses or whatever, like if you have the right like lens going into it, then it can be illuminating. It just depends more on, because I watch a lot of shows and movies and whatever, and I'm always looking for these things, but I'm not just like drinking in the spoon-fed political BS. I'm frustrated by it as I watch it, you know. And I know that you watch movies too, and I know that you've probably done this.
So I am inclined to like agree with you that happens, and like the CIA and because government's involved in so many productions as far as movies and TV shows. I'm also I think that reality also kind of follows like science fiction over the years. I think things have been created.
Art follow reality. It's like
I think like there are times when you're probably right, where the CIA planted something to pre-program you to think a certain way or have feelings about a certain certain topic. But I also think that like there are electronics that have been invented because somebody saw it on a sci-fi show.
I'll do you one better. If you want to get real fucking like stoner thought crazy here, some people like Philip K. Dick, for instance, is someone who has written about how, or talked about how he comes up with his ideas for his writing. And he attributes it to, what was it, mescaline, or I forget, like a drug trip at one point that kind of tripped him out, and he like started doing this. But he has since said he thinks he's tapping into, and he as an artist is just a receiver, like an antenna for something. And he's like, I think I might be on, you know, like receiving images from things that would have been in parallel timelines or like in the future. And he's like, I'm just taking it in and I'm channeling it to you, kind of thing. And he's like, I don't know if I'm truly creating anything as much as receiving, interpolating, and then kind of embellishing it in adding story and things like that or whatever. So it's kind of wild. Dude,
there's some interesting stuff with that. We've talked about the telepathy tapes before on this show. There are very detailed accounts of non-verbal autistic people knowing what's about to happen, like knowing the future, like kind of being in contact with something that is not of this timeline. Which is interesting, and like totally and there are, I've been listening to it again recently with Nikki. They just released season 2, and there are people like us who have visited these places with the help of these nonverbal autistic folks, which is wild. So like it would kind of open the door for folks like Phil Dick, which is who you were referring to, to actually have the possibility maybe of you know, accessing that kind of space.
You can kind of postulate that if autism is something that can affect this, which is something that changes your, you know, potentially your state of consciousness or your personality or whatever. Drugs are also something that could potentially alter your state of consciousness and maybe give you access to something for a shorter period of time that's temporary. And there's different theories on that with like DMT and
DMT is the big one that I've heard, where people have like see the same thing in a group.
Machine health.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. So that's an interesting one.
So I do want to kind of steer back to this topic a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, honestly, we should.
So one, calling this system that they're looking at Skynet,
Yeah.
Obvious, in my opinion, this isn't like, a prediction of the future, more so than them going, what can we call this? Let's go with Skynet. And of course,
it's like, what's his ass calling it Palantir?
Yes.
Yes. So
why are you doing that?
Yes.
Yeah. So why are they doing it? Right. And
great.
So I guess it's probably to invoke. Maybe it's in a defense against the conspiracy theorists who are going to say, oh, this is like this. They're just going to say, we're going to call it Skynet. That way they go to, oh, it's going to control all the robots and they're going to kill everyone. And we're going to have Terminators. And, they just evoke the movies and people are like, yeah, we're not at that point yet. So we can ignore that or whatever. I don't know there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really interesting point. But I think the big thing as far as like the quote unquote Apple digital ID, right? So as long as it's, to some extent, what's the real difference between you loading it on your phone versus it existing, you carrying the physical passport? Because the digital record exists. When you go through TSA, you don't even scan your boarding pass, and you used to have to scan your boarding pass and then scan the then they look at your ID and go, yep, that's the picture of you. And I go, no, we're not doing the pictures today. Which is why I think on my way back to Juneau, he neglected to give me the TSA pre-check card because I opted out of that because I
always opt out of it.
Yeah, usually it's not an issue, but when I was coming back from Juneau back in September, for some reason it was a small enough airport where it's all intermixed lines. And once you get past the TSA guy,
that's how it is here.
And they give you the card. Yeah. And I didn't get that, even though I was clearly in a TSA pre-check line and I clearly had pre-check.
Yeah.
Or that's just TSA incompetence, right? I don't know which one, but I opted out, and it took them an extra minute to it took them an extra time to figure out because I said, yeah, I'm not doing the picture thing. Because I always opt out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I feel like everyone here probably opts out of that
every time.
You can opt out of the body scan.
I make a big deal out of
your
it
asshole
too.
Groped.
Yeah, I opt out of that too. I've been groped many times. Never by a hot lady, which is really unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Yeah.
Well, these days they can create value and get paid on OnlyFans rather than working for the TSA where.
Okay, I'm not going to comment on whether or not they're creating value by being on OnlyFans, but I am glad that
value is subjective and people pay for it, Zane. People do not pay for the TSA. They're forced to pay through federal regulations in the airline tickets.
That's fair.
Okay, but I am glad you brought up your previous point, which is how is it different to have the passport on your phone compared to just scanning a physical passport? And that thought it was one of the first things that popped into my mind when we started watching this video. Mm-hmm. Because
let's keep it to this. Let's keep it to this. Let's say it's still optional. You still have a physical, and you're not required to only have it on your phone.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I think the emotions that the typical person would feel when they watch that clip is for the first couple seconds they would be scared that something bad was happening, and then when they thought about it, it's it's not actually different than having a physical passport. Actually, it's fine. What are you all worried about? So and I think the truth is somewhere kind of in between those two things, where it's not that different from scanning a physical passport. However, one thing that makes it easier for the government to spy on you and for corporations to spy on you is if you make it easier for them to tie together their various sources of data that they have about you. So for my job, I work with a lot of large databases, and a lot of the time we would like to get information that we can only find out if we tie together information from two different databases or several different databases. And that's often very difficult to do because you don't have any way of saying these items, these records, these people from this database, how do we know that those correspond to these other records, these other people from this other database about something else? And so that makes it difficult to find out all the information that we might want. And so it's the same thing here, where if the state has this database of everyone that went through the TSA line, and this database of everything that people have done on their phone, and this database of, X, Y, and Z other information about you, if those are in 3 different databases, it's actually more difficult for them to make a comprehensive profile of everything about you compared to if it was all in the same place. And so having the passport be on your phone instead of something physical that you scan is just making it that much easier for them to marry up all the different data that they have. So it's not anything super different. It's just one more increment in it being super easy for them to find out more about you.
Zane, that is exactly right. And it's not just that it's on your phone, it's that it's a part of the Apple ecosystem, which also has your thumbprints, your facial scans, every single like if you own an iPhone, it has every single bit of data.
This is closer to what I was going to get at.
Your iPhone for. And so it has access to your photos, like everything. And so
which they've already said that they have the right to go through yours looking for pedophilia or whatever, some such shit. Anything in the name of something good or whatever.
Which for a while Apple held strong.
Yeah, I know.
I remember there was a case where there was some guy who committed a shooting and they would not open the phone for them.
They would not give the PIN.
Yeah.
Yep. And then now I used to give them props for it, but this was like 10 years ago, Apple, and now Apple has sold their soul or whatever.
Well, again, so everything you're saying here is, I completely agree with, and I'm not advocating this. I'm saying as long as this isn't a required thing and you can still just have your physical passport, is it that big of a deal?
So
I would
as long as I don't have to put it on my phone because I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not saying that this is a terrible thing, like for us personally, because I know none of us are going to use this crap.
No, we're not.
What I'm saying is, I'm trying to tell the people out there, don't use this crap. This is not going to end well for you. Like, convenience is the way they're going to attack you, get your data, get your information, and synthesize all of these different databases into one. Like Palantir, this is why Palantir was brought on board into the government when Trump took over. They want to synthesize, and this is documented. This is like Elon Musk talked about this on Rogan 2 weeks ago. They want to synthesize all the databases into one so that every single thing you do is in one database rather than part of it's in the TSA, part of it's in the FDA, all these different Small Business Administration, like all these different things. They're trying to consolidate everything so they can just search with one database using Palantir. And it does not end well.
I have 2 quick little bonus things. One is just to say one thing that isn't digital, so that if my fucking identity is stolen, I still have one goddamn thing that's paper only. Like, just give me one fucking thing. And then the other thing of this is I actually worry about a secondary effect of this that's more of a cultural, psychological, kind of like a foot in the door kind of problem. Okay. So if more and more people adopt this, think of this where how often do you carry your passport?
I carry it everywhere because I don't have a real ID and I fly a lot.
Oh, you know what? That's totally, you fly a lot or whatever. But this is what I was going to say.
You live in Georgia, though. Didn't you have a real ID in Georgia?
No. Yeah. So in general, you needed to fly or go about the country or go into international or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't need it to go to Panera. You don't need it to fucking go whatever. You don't need it in your day-to-day. No one no one I know normally just carries their like, you don't go like, okay, keys, phone, wallet, gun, passport, like gotta go to fucking Publix, like whatever, but if you start putting the passport on the phone, now you open up the, like, just this cultural thing of like, well, now you have your passport on you all the time because it's on your phone. and you didn't normally. So it's setting a precedent of having a more formal form of ID on you all the time that's digital, that was not there before unless you were traveling, and especially internationally or something. So
and this is the problem
might be my hero. This is why I live flip phone life.
I was just talking to somebody about
Sunquack
today.
You're the bomb. That's amazing.
And this is the problem that the UK is having with their proposed digital ID, where it's that, okay, you have this digital ID and now you need it to do like everything that you can imagine.
Yes. Thank you.
So we definitely can't have that. And it's ironic because everyone that gets so upset about voter ID laws and like if people and like illegal immigrants being stopped and asked for their papers or else they get deported, I highly doubt that they really have any problem with this. So it's like, to go to the grocery store, we need to check your ID, but to vote, you don't need any ID for that.
Right.
I mean, what are you, racist?
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
But just so y'all know, as we've been speaking, somebody tweeted this out. Christian Ohm's giving bonus checks to TSA workers.
Okay.
Just great. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. Right. Yeah. It is. Yeah, Nick, you're right. It's not a big deal for the four of us or anybody who believes.
I just read under Jake's name. It's the first time I'm seeing your little like subtext or whatever. That's too funny. Oh my God! Now Nick too. Oh my God! And then does that say Psalm or Palm? Is that another tree reference under Zane?
It is not another tree reference. Now I need to change it.
You had to cut down 139 palms. That's brutal. That's more than I had to do.
That's a rough day.
Sorry, Jake. Go ahead.
I honestly don't remember what I was going to say.
Sorry.
But that was well worth it, man.
I saw you change yours, and I'm like, okay, I should get in on this.
No, I feel so bad.
Okay, no, I do remember now. So I agree with Nick in that it's not that big of a deal for us because I'm not putting my passport on an Apple thing. Like it's just not going to happen. But make a tree. If you're only listening to this show, you're missing out on so much.
I'm just trying not
subtle
to
humor. It's great.
So
but to Zane and Alden's point that it sets a precedent, and the more people who join the digital ID and put their passport on their phone, the more Apple is going to be able to say, look how many people are on this. I think we should we could just do away with actual passports and go to full digital ID. And I think it just sets a.
But isn't that racist? Because isn't it hard for Black people to afford a phone? Like that's racist, right?
No. They can't afford 100%. IDs, but they can afford digital IDs.
Oh, okay.
That's you got to make the distinct
now it's
difference.
racist.
The way I guess the way you'd sell this is, hey, you don't have to renew anymore. Like you renew right from your phone, take a new picture, just take a selfie. I mean, yeah. So this whole thing, the past year, I've just watched Apple devolve into bootlicking, work with the government type organization, and it's like I've been wanting to get a more privacy based phone, and I don't know if I can do that with the computer because honestly their computers are just the best. But
all my programs are in Apple, and I just don't have the fucking money to rebuy everything.
I can buy a new privacy based phone. I privacy based the rest of my life. It's
what's the one that has the dead switch, the actual battery shut off or whatever? Because
there are a few now. There are a few now like that. There are a few now like that. Basically, I don't know. I don't
put Graphene OS on it. And
Graphene OS is a good option. Yeah.
And there's a couple different ones. I can't remember the name. I know what Eric Prince, former Blackwater guy, which makes me skeptical from the start, has some privacy phone.
I think we should bring back carrier pigeons. I just really feel like there's just more more privacy in carrier pigeons.
Some quack says light phone is pretty cool. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Light phone is a pretty great one. There are a few out there, and there are a few. So if any of y'all watch Free Georgia podcast, which I highly recommend, at least watching the recent episode with Oscar Sierra. If
that's the one
at all health conscious
last week that I gotta watch. Yeah,
if you're at all health conscious, go watch that episode. But there are a few phones now that allow you to completely turn off Wi-Fi, completely turn off Bluetooth, like Apple says they do. You click that little
right, like
that little screen button, but it doesn't actually turn it off.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So there are that have the actual switch, the physical switch that cuts the power to the Bluetooth section of the phone. You can also, there are phones where you can physically build them. Like they give you the parts and you can decide what goes into the phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is like pretty stinking cool.
Like
so you can
a little PC, like.
Yeah, you can avoid putting in like Wi-Fi if you don't want Wi-Fi. You can avoid putting in Bluetooth. If
you can have an air-gapped phone. What's the point?
Well, you still have cellular.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Which, if you avoid putting in cellular, then I don't know what you have in your hand. It's not a phone anymore.
I have a walkie-talkie that doesn't do anything. It doesn't communicate with other radios. Yeah.
Well, we go to the mesh networks, right? Meshtastic.
Mesh networks.
Like that.
Yeah. So, go check out the Meshtastic stuff.
I have.
I can talk through Meshtastic. I can get from my house down to downtown Pittsburgh. I think through Meshtastic at this point.
We should do a whole episode on that kind of stuff because I love that stuff. We gotta bring Zach back. Which, by the way, met Zach's baby.
Okay.
At the Great Create. It was freaking awesome.
Oh,
I was gonna be like, you've known Zach for years.
I met Zach.
I met Zach's baby at the Great Create. It was fantastic to see them. For those who don't know,
what's his baby's name?
Autumn.
That's right. Yeah.
Autumn had some major health issues when she was born, and they're slowly healing, and it's a miracle. She was beautiful and adorable. Thoroughly enjoyed getting to meet her, and Zach hasn't been producing the show in a while, and it's because of that. Hopefully he will be back in the next year or so, and we'll have our producer again. We're see.
Just calling it sabbatical. He's not gone. He'll be back.
Yeah, he's not gone. He's still in the credits. He's still in the Discord. He gets tagged on Rumble, so it's all him.
He can come back whenever he wants. It could be 4 years, we don't care.
Oh, some quack says with the light phone, you just have to learn to live without Signal app. Yeah, that's not going to work for me. That's literally my primary messaging app.
So I had a techie question somewhat related to this for you guys. I have had the same TV for literally like 15. It's like a 20-year-old TV. It was given to me, like bequeathed to me by my grandma when she got a new one or whatever. And I have just been rocking the same old dumb TV for forever. It's terrible. It's an edge-lit piece of shit. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
I ordered a new one. Oh, it's big, but it's garbage. I ordered a new one. It comes with like an OS, like it's a fucking computer now, and it has Google TV, and you can choose to set it up as like a dumb TV or a smart TV. And I'm wondering, are there problems with
set it up fully as a dumb TV? You can also find tutorials online how to remove the microphones and the potential cameras that are in the TV.
I didn't even realize there would be.
There are microphones in the TV, and there have been recent TVs that have cameras in them. So, and there are tutorials on YouTube on how to remove them.
Okay, yeah, because this was where I'm like, I've never even had to worry about this before.
And there's also going to be a microphone in the remote.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And
Isn't the remote generally button activated, or is it always listening?
I don't know. I don't really like to take the chance. Never use that function anyway.
It's like I've got TVs that have the microphone and the remote. I don't use it, but it's always button activated to.
Most of them are button activated, but like so is Siri. But Siri's always listening. Like Siri.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll say a word and then it'll be like woo, 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 and it'll think I said Siri.
Dude, this happened to me today. Actually, not exactly what you're saying, but I was talking to my wife on the phone. I said, yesterday I was lifting something heavy and I felt a sharp pain in my knee. Within 1 hour, I got an ad about how to fix knee pain.
a knee compression wrap thing or some
within an hour.
That's
like
ridiculous.
It was astounding. I have privacy things on my phone. I use a VPN all the time. Like, I
turned Siri off, and I still hear her go beep beep sometimes, and I'm like, "What is happening? Like, what do you have to do? Like, this is where the clamshell phone man like comes in. Where,
this is turning into just a night electronic like tech nightmare,
a tech rant or whatever.
Move.
With Apple, like I think it was really only, I don't know, a decade ago or something like that, that Apple was one of the holdouts, one of the tech companies that was like, no, like we just like people deserve their privacy and we will not do it. And I gave them props for it. And now they're like, you know what? We're going to rummage through all your photos and we're going to give your shit out for free. We don't care. Like, and it's a big turnaround. Like that's a company culture, like 180 in a decade. That's a big thing. And I don't think
that's what happens when Steve Jobs dies. Steve Jobs
might be part of that.
Steve Jobs probably that's a really good point. It was very privacy based when Steve Jobs was alive. That may have been
Steve Jobs was a real one, and Tim Cook is
Tim Cook's a twat. Let's be real. All right, y'all. That'll be it for that topic.
Tech rants.
Let's move on. Don't put your passport in Apple's digital wallet. Don't do that. Bad idea. It sets a bad precedent. Stop trying to strive for convenience. Stop that.
And passports, they're indestructible. As we've seen with 9/11. So like I think honestly you could just wear it here and it's kind of like a little bulletproof vest actually if you put it in your front pocket.
I mean, worst case, like if you're traveling, like you have to have the physical passport book to go overseas, but like get the physical card too for the couple extra bucks, because at least like then you have a record, even though if it's not good on that, you can at least be like, hey, I have a card. Can we figure out how to get me home?
We need to shoot a parody commercial about passports because Alden's premise. Is there one out there?
Have you seen Passport Man?
No.
Someone made like a fake movie trailer for Passport Man, and it's like a superhero, and his armor is all passports, and it's like a 9/11 commentary thing.
Okay, so it's already been done.
We're late to the party, but
I feel like we could probably do it just as funny. But
if we had Zach in the wings, we could be like, pull up Passport Man, like it's hilarious. Actually, anyone out there, if you're interested, look up Passport Man. It's really fucking funny.
Okay, I gotta look that up. But for now.
Whoa. I'm calling a timeout here real quick. I'm using one of my timeouts.
Okay.
A few libations before Drunkard of the Week, and I don't even see Drunkard of the Week. So.
There's no Drunkard of the Week this week.
Whoa.
Yep, I know. No one nominated anybody, and I didn't find anybody. So there's no Drunkard of the Week.
People, get in the Discord, join the Dollar Media Club, get in the Discord, and nominate some Drunkards of the Week. Tag Jake on Twitter if $1 a month is too rich for your blood.
Yeah.
Literally, Liberty Libations listeners, the reason for the low production quality this week is it's your fault. There's nothing wrong with our level of commitment.
Okay. Let's not harsh on the low production. The production quality is fantastic. No other show on the internet has layouts like we do, has style like we do.
Jake is indoors this week.
I'm indoors only because there is a windstorm that is only described as a tornado outside right now. Otherwise, I was outside 15 minutes before the show started, and I moved everything inside. All right, Zane, go through the intro so Alden doesn't have to hear it.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another week of Libations Trivia. As usual, we have trivia in 3 rounds. Round 1 is 8 questions, 1 point each. Round 2 is 6 questions, 2 points each. Round 3 is 4 questions, 3 points each. I will read each question. Our panelists here will write down their answers. And if you are in the audience, please leave a comment with your answer. And I will accept the first commented answer that is not an obvious joke. And Alden is back just in time for us to reveal the categories.
Sorry, I had to kill a spider.
For round 1, we've got Libation Nation. Round 2 is movies about movies. And
what?
And round 3 is the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's remember the Edmund Fitzgerald tonight, everyone.
Round 1, Libation Nation. This is a very simple category. I will give you the name of a libation, and you will tell me what country it's most closely associated with.
I like it.
Question 1, Bailey's.
Do you ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?
Ew.
That's
oh my
a
God.
Thing. That's
of
a thing.
all the
That's a thing.
things?
Yeah,
No.
Yep.
This is no.
Yeah, no, it's a thing.
I'm
Go ahead.
Jake.
Of all the liquors.
Ireland.
Alden.
Ireland.
Nick.
Ireland. You never seen that show?
Audience also says Ireland. It is Ireland.
No.
So I was scolded by a bunch of Irish folks when I was in Ireland. You can't call it Ireland. It's got to be Ireland.
That's how we pronounce it. It's Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland. It's more like AR land.
Well, you're kind of rolling the R there. We won't roll it. We kind of have an AHR here.
It's like a pirate. Ireland.
Ireland.
Question 2.
Ireland, Texas.
Should I go with my first gut? Go ahead.
Jake.
I said Germany.
Alden.
It is in fact Holland.
Dadgummit.
Nick.
Holland is not a country. The country is the Netherlands. Holland is a region within the Netherlands.
What the fuck ever.
Everybody knows what he meant.
The audience says Germany, but it is the Netherlands, also known as Holland. So I will accept that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm not going to argue that.
Interesting. My other guess was going to be Denmark. I don't know why.
It's, as far as I know, yeah, I've always associated it with Holland. But
Question 3, Stella Artois.
I used to love Stella. And then I drank another beer and decided that was skunk beer.
Yeah. I think if you find a fresh one, it's okay, but it depends. The glass bottles don't do well too.
Stella was good in the country where it was.
That's the thing, is I bet it's okay there, like, but we can't say where. Like,
Go ahead, Zane.
Jake.
Italy.
9.
Alden.
It is Belgium.
Nick.
I'm going with Belgium as well.
I thought it was Belgium.
Audience also says Italy.
Oh.
The answer is...
Oh, good. Okay. I was like, I could have sworn it was Belgium. Oh, my God.
Why did I think it was Italy? I got it confused with another one. I know which one I got it confused.
The language is French. Artois is French.
I know.
It's got to be somewhere that speaks French, which means France and Belgium.
I'm not going to divulge what it was until after this.
Oh, in case it comes up. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to give y'all any.
Even though I just said one, but I don't know.
I didn't hear what you said.
So. Oh, good. Okay.
Question 4, Red Stripe.
I like this trivia. This is my jam, bro.
Yeah.
Beer trivia? Bring it. Dude.
Especially since
this one is... Alden, did you just give a hint as to what this country was?
I hope not.
Okay.
We got it. I think everyone's got it already in there.
All right, Jake.
I bet I don't have it now.
I'll tell you in 2 seconds here.
I said Jamaica.
It's correct.
Alden.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's Jamaican for beer.
That's my jam, Alden. Jam.
Oh! I didn't even hear that. That's funny.
Audience also says Jamaica. That is correct.
Yep.
Question 5, Crown Royal.
Ew. For multiple
I have green apple Crown Royal, which honestly tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, melted
I don't
in
think that's
maple
that
syrup
good.
and medicinal whiskey. Ugh, I hate it. What you got? Jake, what's up?
He's gone.
He's getting attacked by a bear or something.
Zane, you should have named this Libation Nations instead of Libation Nation as my bone to pick with you in this category.
Why there's only been one nation represented?
Because we're talking about a whole bunch of different nations here, not just one.
Okay. I'll make sure to place your feedback in the circular file.
Pull out the file. Pull out the feedback bin that you have under your desk.
All right, Nick.
Canada.
I almost said that's so funny.
Alden.
Canada. I almost said Canada for some reason. That's hilarious. And then
the audience also says Canada.
Yeah.
None of us know where Jake went, but the show must go on.
All right.
So the answer is Canada. Question 6. Bombay Sapphire.
I had an answer.
What's your answer?
Canada.
Yeah, I figured you knew. That's fine.
All right, I'll give you the point.
Thank you. You couldn't pause for 2 seconds?
No.
Goodness gracious. This is my show. I will boot you from it.
So most closely associated. I mean, Bombay Sapphire.
Say that now, Zane. Say that again. It's whose segment? Whose segment is it, Zane? Bombay Sapphire. Go ahead.
Jake.
India.
Alden.
England.
Nick.
I went back and forth between these two answers, but because it's Bombay, I went with India, even though I don't think it's actually, you think it's English, but I'm going India.
It is, in fact, the United Kingdom. You fell for my trap.
I
Audience
felt
also
like it
has
was going. You said most closely associated, and it's called Bombay.
It's a British gin. It's made exclusively in England.
But I mean, they have a lot.
It literally has a picture of Queen Victoria on the bottle.
Yes, I was gonna say there's like the jewels.
So there's pictures of Queen Victoria on Canadian money. Who gives a crap? What does that have to do with anything?
They make it there, but there is cultural influence because they've fucking colonized India for so long, and then India drinks a ton of
so
scotch.
he said most closely associated. It's called Bombay. India
Which
is
used
most
to
closely
be
associated.
a city.
If you name a car the Santa Fe, but it's made in Detroit, what is it most closely associated with?
Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Proving our point here, Alden.
All right.
I'll just
I'm
file
not
an
giving you
official
any
grievance
points.
after. I'll just file an official grievance after the show. That's fine.
Okay.
Wait, who's not
you
getting
can do that in the trash line on Discord.
I
Jake
got
and
that one.
Alden gets points.
Thank you.
And
Correct.
the audience
Okay.
gets points.
Yeah.
The audience can shove it.
Question 7, Amaretto.
I honestly don't know. Can I just say that? Go ahead.
Where'd our music
Jake.
go?
I said Portugal.
Alden.
Italy.
You got to be
Nick.
kidding me.
We're all in sort of the same-ish region. I said Spain.
I said Spain first, and then I changed it.
Well, the audience says Italy, and now is the right time for that answer.
I think I'm sweeping. Have I gotten one wrong? I don't think I've gotten one wrong. I'm an
The former
alcoholic.
bartender here is killing it with.
I can't have that anymore. I just can't have him do that.
All right. Alden currently is perfect, but this last question will really be a test of his libation knowledge.
Okay.
Angostura bitters.
Ooh.
Just used those today.
I love those. They're so good.
Manufactured by the House of Angostura.
I don't know why, but I'm guessing something.
The House of
Not
Angostura.
gonna be right.
Not even.
All right, Jake.
Sorry, I'm still typing it. Switzerland.
Alden.
This one, I legitimately am just taking a stab. I don't know, but I'm going to say Portugal.
Nick.
I said Brazil, which is kind of along the same lines as Alden.
Very
I almost Argentina. Yeah.
So Nick is in the right hemisphere.
Okay.
Half a point to Nick.
No.
The audience says Argentina, but the answer is Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't have got that one.
Wow, that's a wild one.
I would call that not a spirit or a. That's like not a. I'm not. No one's gonna.
It's an additive.
It's an ingredient. Like it's a. Yeah. It is alcohol based, but.
I mean, it's a fair question.
No, it's a cool trivia. I like it.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
I'd have never come up with Trinidad and Tobago.
No. I wouldn't. Well, I would eventually if you gave me 300 guesses, but
there's only 200 countries, so
there's
perfect. He would still need 300 guesses.
I would need 300 because I would name some countries twice and forget that I said them before I got to this one, so I still would need.
Joe Pla had the best response, which was Argentina by a German.
Nazi bitters. Yeah. That's perfect.
Just don't ask what year the German got there.
No, that's deep cuts.
Let Zane do the scoreboard.
Do it.
At the end of round 1, we've got Alden still out in front with 7. Nick in the audience tied with 5. Jake with 3.
And Alden, that beer I was thinking of was Peroni.
I said that.
I missed that many.
Okay,
in that
I didn't hear what you said.
All right.
That's literally what I thought you were
You started perfect, Nick, but you didn't get any of the last 3.
Yeah, that was my guess. Is because it's like a green bottle or whatever.
Yep.
And it is a little skunky.
And Peroni's better than Stella.
I would rather have a Peroni, I think.
Yeah. Especially in the brown. It's in the brown bottle now. They changed their bottles. Yeah.
Brown's better for keeping light out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Round 2, Alden requested movie trivia last week.
Meta movie trivia.
and who am I but to oblige? So round 2 is movies about movies.
Okay, let's see.
Question 1. 1950.
Oh, wow.
Aging and deluded silent film star Norma Desmond falls in love with screenwriter Joe Gillis, but shoots him when he tries to leave her. Under the impression that her arrest is actually a film shoot, she says, "All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up," which is, of course, one of the most iconic lines in film history.
That is so true.
Line. Yeah.
So we're naming the movie?
Yes.
Oh, what was this movie? Dude, I'm certain we watched this movie
I
in film
can't
school.
shake the 100 other movies since it that have referenced this out of my head. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure they referenced this on Archer, which is all I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
right now.
it's so many things.
All right, Jake.
The Young and Beautiful.
Alden.
I don't have one for you. I don't know this.
Nick.
Shot in the Dark, Casablanca.
I think the iconic line from Casablanca is "Play it again, Sam."
Or of all the gin joints in all the world.
There are a bunch.
There's
Let's not go over all of the ones from Casablanca.
I've never seen it. I've never seen this, so I'm shooting.
Casablanca's great. I would highly recommend.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
All right, the audience says Jackie Chan, of course.
Yes, that's it.
But this is Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I'd have never gotten that.
I should have gotten it. I went to film school.
Yeah, you can't. There's a lot of movies. I don't know.
Yeah, there are a lot of movies.
Question 2. 2011. The title character, an orphan who lives in a Paris train station, is adopted by Georges Méliès, the early French filmmaker of A Trip to the Moon and The Impossible Voyage.
Oh my gosh, A Trip to the Moon. It's a crazy movie.
So you know the iconic picture of the train like crashing through the wall of a train station onto the street below?
Yeah.
That's actually the train station in question here, Gare de Montparnasse. That's only a minor plot point in the film.
Character an orphan.
But an interesting connection.
I can only think of one movie about a movie in my head right now, so I'm shooting in the dark with all of these.
There's a South Park episode about a porno. Does that count? It's a Lord of the Rings themed episode. It's hilarious.
It counts, yeah.
Is it
counts
this
as an
though?
answer.
Like, yeah,
It's not a movie though.
it's probably
So-
this.
All right, Jake.
I've got nothing for this one.
I also have nothing.
Nick?
Wait, I do have something. The Untouchables.
The boy in
Okay.
the French pajamas.
I needed a title character name and something French, so I said Ratatouille.
That's actually fucking funny. That got me.
All right, the audience says Finding Nemo.
That's got to be it.
This is Hugo.
Hugo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not seen it either. That's so funny. This is one of those movies I've heard about and was like, I need to watch that. And then like, I'm not cultured enough, and I never did.
Okay, I've at least heard of this one.
Question 3. 2016, director Damien Chazelle has Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone sing about how great Los Angeles is for 128 minutes.
Okay.
That's also funny.
Okay, I actually know this one.
I haven't seen this, but I think I know what it is.
Dude,
I
I'd
saw-
recommend it. Honestly.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
I
worth
remember
a
it being
watch.
okay.
Is it better than this synopsis here that Zane provides? Because
It's not better than the
I
synopsis.
thought it was all right.
no, this is perfectly accurate, but I should still watch it. Yeah.
You should honestly watch it. Like
Jake,
they
what
do
do
a
you
really
think I'm
good
drinking?
job. It's
All
very.
right, Jake.
It's just a fun movie. La La Land.
Yeah, that's what I
Alden.
said. Yeah.
Nick.
La La Land.
It is, of course, La La Land, which is something I didn't quite realize until I wrote this question, is that La La Land is kind of a play on words because the first two, like La is what you would
LA,
get if you
LA.
would pronounce LA.
L.A. Yeah.
LA Land. Yeah.
Yeah, L.A. land. Jake, what am I drinking?
Yingling.
Guinness, brother.
Nope. Murphy's.
How am I supposed to tell the difference between those two? You freaking dick.
I just knew you'd say Guinness.
Golly. That looks so much like a Guinness. That's so annoying.
It's an Irish stout. It's the same.
I know.
concept, yeah. It's the same.
The audience said Rent for that one.
I actually prefer Murphy's, by the way.
The audience is wrong. All right.
Hold on.
Question 4. 2017. James Franco portrays the director
Oh!
and lead actor of an earlier film and recreates many
Oh
of
my
its
God.
iconic scenes. Oh, hi, Mark.
What? James Franco portrays the director and lead actor of an earlier film. You know, I've seen this, and I don't remember what it is.
I know what movie it's referencing. I can't remember the James Franco one. What it's called, but I know.
Go ahead, I guess.
Jake.
I said The Interview.
Alden.
Oh my god, I'm so close.
Yeah, I don't have it. I know it. I've seen it. I can remember scenes from it.
It's something artist. It's like destruction artist, but it's not that. But it's like another D word. It's like disaster artist. Disaster artist. Oh my god, I'm so
Nick.
glad I thought of that. I was gonna. hurt
The
myself.
original movie was The Room, and it was Tommy something.
Yeah.
Was the character.
That's what this
director.
is referencing.
Yes, I just
Yeah.
can't remember what the actual movie name was, so I was
It's-
hoping. to put the
Alden's
original
correct.
movie.
It's Disaster Artist.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
right
I've
to
seen
me.
both,
Once,
and
once
both
you
are
said it.
hilarious for different reasons.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa. It is the disaster
You're
artist.
tearing me apart, Lisa. It's so good.
Dude, that was a cultural phenomenon.
Bring
the fact
football. Yeah.
That The Room got made. That's insane.
It's so crazy. He made it to be serious, and he was apparently so pissed when people found it funny, but then because it brought him fame anyway. Like
He was in like there are videos of him
yeah,
very angry
At
that
the
people
initial
were laughing
screening.
at it. Yeah.
yeah. It's a wild
Question
story.
5. 2022. The teenage Sammy discovers his passion for filmmaking in a semi-autobiographical work of director Steven Spielberg.
Oh my gosh, what?
I don't even know anything about this. I didn't know that.
I haven't seen a lot of movies since 2020, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I used to see about 100 a year, and now I haven't seen very many at all.
You used to have a podcast that you watched movies and talked about them.
Yep. I don't remember Spielberg movies from the last few years. I mean, I guess go for it.
Jake.
Lincoln.
Alden.
Jaws.
Nick.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I almost said that. Yeah.
The audience says E.T. This is the
I just watched
Fablemans.
E.T.
I never heard of it.
Have never heard of that movie.
Never in my life. Fablemans? I didn't know that was a thing.
Spielberg is slipping.
Spielberg's been slipping for a while.
Wait. Is this a movie about Spielberg or by Spielberg or both?
It's autobiographical, so
but it's
he did
partly.
It's
Semi-autobiographical.
semi-autobiographical.
Semi. Yeah.
right,
Semi.
but semi
Quasi.
means he directed it, but it's not completely his life.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
That's right.
But what if somebody else wrote it and it's 100% his life? Is that
Then it
still
would be
semi-autobiographical
semi-autobiographical as well.
Or is that,
It would
no,
be
that's actually the biographical.
semi-biographical.
No, that would be semi-biographical.
Yeah. I've never heard of it. Never mind. Moving on.
Question 6, 2022. Director Damien Chazelle makes yet another movie about Los Angeles, this time set during the 1920s and 1930s. Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie play stars of the silent film era who struggle to make the transition to talkies.
Oh my gosh, I should have watched more movies the last 5 years.
Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie?
Why can I not think of them in a movie together?
It's because I haven't seen it. Interesting.
I remember Will Smith and Margot Robbie were in a movie together.
It was a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was called
not
Suicide Squad.
No, not that one.
Oh, that's funny. They were in that together too. But I was thinking of the movie Sleight of Hand or some shit.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
Like, it's fucking terrible.
It's awful.
Oh, Now You See Me?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
No, that's not it. That's not it. But I loved Now You See Me.
Oh, I know.
That's Jesse Eisenberg.
I know what movie Alden is thinking of because the last time I was on a plane, someone sitting in front of me was watching it. But now I forget what the movie was.
It's not, yeah. When you said the name, I was like, that's familiar, but that is a different movie. I thought it was, is it Focus? Maybe it's Focus.
Yes, I think it's Focus.
Okay. It is Focus.
Yeah, and it sucked. And this one is a big, I don't know, just to throw that out there.
I think I know.
Really?
I think I know, but it's the only movie that I can think of them in the same movie together. That's the only reason. But it was long. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it happened before the 1920s and 30s. I mean, the only thing I can think of is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that took place way later with the Manson family.
Yes. Alden.
I'm pretty sure it's Ocean's 11, right?
One of the best heist movies
I said the same thing Jake said, even though I know the time frames off, but that's
it's Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That's what it is.
That's exactly right.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
The audience says The Color of Water.
Oh no, The Shape of Water. I literally thought of this as a concept. I've never seen it.
Brad Pitt's
No,
that was.
This is definitely not The Shape of Water. The Shape of Water is about some lady having sex with a sea monster.
What? I've never seen this movie. But for some reason,
Zane's right.
I can't remember the director's name on The Shape of Water, but it wasn't Damien Chazelle.
The creature from the Sexy Lagoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie is called Babylon.
Oh, dadgum. I never saw it. No, I know that. I know the name of that. Yeah.
Zane, wait a minute. Do you like these movies, or is this just like trivia only type of like? Did you bring things up just to stump us, or are you like, no, these are my favorite movies?
So I'll pull back the curtain a little bit in terms of how I come up with trivia categories. You've got to make the trivia category specific enough that the questions kind of flow, and you have some kind of reason for coming up with questions. But it can't be so specific that you come up with, there have been times where I've thought up a really funny name of a category, but then was not able to come up with any questions to ask about it. Last week when I was doing the word of the year candidate trivia categories.
Yeah.
I desperately wanted to make a category called aura farming, but I could not come up with any questions that would be in the category.
Is this the last question of movies about movies?
It is. So the movies about movies thing, I was aware that there were all of these movies that were about the film industry. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting way to ask a category about movies.
Right.
I have seen some of these. Like, I've seen Babylon, haven't seen The Fabelmans, but I was aware that it came out.
Right.
I was definitely aware of The Disaster Artist, but I haven't seen that one. Never saw La La Land, but how could you be not aware of that?
Right.
Hugo, I think I did watch when I was like in elementary school.
Yeah.
And Sunset Boulevard, never seen it, but it's really famous.
It's a classic, yeah.
You missed like the most absolute, like obvious movie about a movie.
What?
Argo.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that would have been a good
I was sitting here waiting for that one.
Movie. That's a different concept.
It's a movie about a fake movie. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's not a movie.
It was still about
it's funny. It's a funny reference though. Like
that's a.
It could have been. It would have fit in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could totally see that sliding in. Oh, that's a weird.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
All right.
If anybody took screenshots,
that's a
of
different
this
kind of
show, it'd
movie
be a
right
problem
there.
for me.
Oh,
Go ahead,
yeah.
Zane.
Don't sound.
At the end of round 2, we've got the audience with 5, Jake with 5, Nick with 7, and Alden in the lead with 11.
Hey.
Ooh, Alden might win.
So it all comes down to round 3,
We'll
the
just see
wreck
if
of the
Alden
Edmund
knows.
Fitzgerald.
And this is where I lose.
See if Alden knows anything about the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Nope. This is where I lose.
Did you at least
Question
jam
one.
out to this song?
This is where I might come back.
The SS Edmund Fitzgerald sank in severe weather on November 10th, 1975, in what body of water? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her.
Such a great song.
What? What the fuck? What is going on?
What body of water, Alden? What body of water did the Edmund
Where
Fitzgerald
did the
sink
Edmund
in?
Fitzgerald sink? What was the Edmund Fitzgerald, Alden? How do you not know this? We just hit the 50th anniversary. I was jamming out to the song like the past week.
All right, Jake.
Lake Superior.
Alden.
I was gonna say, the Great Lakes, but is that not
that would have gotten you
specific
half a point, I think.
enough, or
Maybe a fifth of a point.
a body of water? I don't know. I was gonna say, I was like, what's a giant body of water? I was gonna say the Great Lakes. Like,
It's a good
Nick.
guess.
I said Lake Superior.
is this so
Audience
obvious?
also
Is
said
it?
Superior.
Alden,
It
it's
is
just something that
Superior.
some people know, some people don't. It's just a historical thing.
I don't know anything about this.
Do you
Fair
not
enough.
know the song, Alden?
Who made this song?
I'm not going to say it in case Zane asks that as a
fair,
question.
fair. Okay, that's fair.
If he doesn't, I will tell you it
But
after.
I guess no. I guess I don't. Wait, Zane, are you gonna be gracious with me and give me half points?
I'll give you 1/5 of a point. Just like
Fair enough. Oh my god.
Question 2. What Canadian folk singer released The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald in 1976
No.
to commemorate the disaster?
Oh, Canadian folk, my favorite genre. I drink green apple fucking Crown when I listen to Canadian folk music all the time.
Dude, I would never know this song except for the fact that I know about the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I don't know one Canadian folk singer unless Bob Dylan lived there for a while. Expat, like, I don't know.
Go ahead, say.
Jake.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh yeah, no,
Alden.
obviously, it's clear.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Bigfoot or whatever. Yeah.
Gordon Bigfoot.
The audience also says Gordon Lightfoot. It is Gordon Lightfoot.
Fuck you, audience.
And
Who the
just
fuck
like
is
that,
Gordon
Alden's lead
Lightfoot?
has vaporized.
I know.
Was
No, I
Gordon
knew it.
Lightfoot. He died like 2 years ago.
That's fine. I'm gonna sink apparently like the Edmund Fitzgerald, which I've never heard.
Wait. Can we just act like trivia ended one question ago?
Yeah.
Just for 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go.
The pity celebrate. I love that it cut off like for half a second. That's perfect. Yeah, when it was about alcohol and weird movies, I was like still doing okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, Zane.
Question 3. At the time of the wreck, the Edmund Fitzgerald was hauling 26,000 tons of what material? As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and a good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland.
And the whole fully loaded for Cleveland was artistic license because that's not where they were headed.
But they had to rhyme with seasoned.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that was the artistic license that Gordon Lightfoot took in the song.
Yeah.
It's semi-biographical.
Go ahead, Zane.
Jake?
I'm pretty sure it's taconite.
What the fuck?
Alden?
I don't know. I was like picking up on the steel as a clue. I said fucking I-beams. I don't fucking know.
Nick?
Good guess.
Yeah, taconite pellets.
What the fuck is taconite pellets?
It's iron ore.
Oh.
Yeah, you got close, Alden. Like, that was a good guess, man.
The audience says
that's
what
made from it then.
What normal people would say, which is iron ore.
Whatever. Alden, you keep getting those 1/5 of a point, and you'll do well.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give Alden 4/5 of a point.
Oh
He said I-beams in this one, not iron ore, though.
Same deal.
I also have to give a shout out to the second audience answer on this one, which is Big Booty Latinos.
Oh yeah, no, that would be. Yeah.
That's great.
Do you know that jet fuel can't melt taconite pellets?
We're not going there.
Yeah.
Zane, keep going.
I've never said that one before.
Question 4. In the musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang some number of times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. Each November 10th from 1976 to 2006, the bell of the Mariners Church of Detroit rang how many times?
I love that if you don't know, this whole genre, this whole section that you're just like, there's fucked. Each one's based on this one song I've never fucking heard. Like,
it's like Gordon Lightfoot's most famous song. So
I didn't know who fucking Gordon Lightfoot was. Why the fuck would I know his most popular song? I've never fucking heard him.
There is a connection
Canadian
between
folk?
this question and a topic from several weeks ago, which is that the Mariners Church of Detroit is an Anglican church in my denomination, which
hilarious.
Is cool.
If there's one thing I know less about than Gordon Lightfoot, it's church.
Alden, let's get on a phone call.
All right. Let's call it.
To talk about Gordon Lightfoot, or
I think church is more my speed than Gordon Lightfoot.
I thought you were going to school me on Angostura bitters.
No, you would school me on that.
I didn't know that one.
Call it, Zane. Let's go.
All right.
36. It's 36, and we all know it.
It's 29.
Oh,
It rang
Alden.
29 times
oh, Jesus.
for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't.
What I don't like is me getting all these answers correct is not helping my case at all because Nick is still beating me. This is stupid. This is stupid that Nick knows all these answers.
For once,
You're talking to the guy who spent like last weekend when I wasn't hunting watching Edmund Fitzgerald YouTube documentaries.
Shut up, Nick. Golly.
36 is not a terrible guess, apparently.
It's not a terrible.
So the
guess.
answer is, of course, 29.
Of course.
Yeah, we know it is.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure this has ever happened before, but Jake, Nick, and the audience all got all 4 of the questions right.
Wow.
Which
What did
means
Alden
that
Did he, 4/5 of one question. Yeah, that's right.
so the final standings for tonight, Alden has 12.
Got nothing the whole time.
Jake and the audience have 17. And Nick wins with 19.
Nice.
For knowing the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
There we go.
If Steven had been on tonight and not Nick, I would have won trivia, dadgummit.
I don't know.
tied with
Steven
the
knows
audience.
alcohol pretty well. He might have known a lot about the beer.
Whatever.
I love watching a lead evaporate.
I'm glad we did that. The
Yeah,
wreck
I'll
of the
bet you
Edmund
are. Yeah.
the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is an important point in Great Lakes shipping history.
Yeah, you should be glad we did that.
It's a fascinating story because what
I
happened?
noticed you said the Great Lakes shipping history, not Lake Superior shipping history.
Well, we're talking because
That's a subset,
it was,
Alden. It's a subset of the history.
It was
All
because it was shipping from Superior, Wisconsin, down to Zug Island in Detroit, so it had to go.
I think it
down
was
through
Cleveland. I think it was Cleveland.
That's what the song said, but it was going to Zug Island, Detroit, which is why I said that was the artistic license. So it had to go through.
Go Zug
it had
yourself,
to go through the Sioux
Nick.
Locks and down through Lake Huron, and But see what the thing that happened.
Not to be confused with Lord Huron.
Is that the Edmund Fitzgerald got beaten by waves so bad it lost its radar.
Okay, from Huron out, we never speak of this again. How's that?
And there was a ship trailing behind it called the Arthur M. Anderson, and they're watching it on radar and trying to guide it. Then all of a sudden,
this is who we're trying.
All
to
of a sudden, the
video.
ship just disappeared from radar, and no one ever heard from it again.
Yeah,
it just in a split second went underwater and was gone.
Aliens
well, we don't know that it went underwater.
See,
it probably got beamed to another dimension.
Yep. Like
they
the Philadelphia.
Found it.
No, they didn't.
See, if you
they found a ship. They took
the bell and put it in the. They took the bell and put it in the museum.
I firmly believe that it just got teleported to another.
If this was trivia on the Philadelphia experiment or whatever, then I would know more about that, and that's a weird story.
Okay,
you should look in the Edmund Fitzgerald.
We're going to continue the tech nightmare that is today's.
No.
World. Yeah, we are.
It's depressing.
Let me remove trivia and go to Google has a moonshot plan for an AI data center in space.
In space.
Is this really like a nightmare?
I think so. It's trying to figure out how to turn constellations of solar-powered satellites into data centers. Google has dreamed up a potential new way to get around resource constraints for energy-hungry AI data centers on Earth, launching its AI chips into space on solar-powered satellites. It's a, quote, moonshot research project Google announced today called Project Suncatcher.
I think it's a pie in the sky research project.
Yeah.
I don't make the moon AI.
I don't find this to be that big of a scary thing. I mean, these data centers are gonna exist. I'd
rather them be up there.
They shoot it up in space.
Look, Nick, you're wrong about this. Okay. You're wrong about this. They're going to add other features to any data center sent into space. And what that is, I don't know what it might be.
Maybe
but it's going to be more destructive than what a data center on Earth could possibly be. So I would much prefer them keep their data centers here.
A tungsten rod launcher.
Where I can go set a bomb off.
You should probably talk to the lawyers before you say that on stream.
What? Rods from gods.
Yeah.
I've had slightly too much whiskey tonight.
You haven't had enough whiskey.
I'm at about half a bottle.
Throw that cork away, Jake.
I can't throw the cork away. Come on.
Oh, that's fair.
It's a travel decanter. I can't throw the cork away.
Fair.
So I don't know. It's an interesting I see the motivation as to why they would want to do it. Dadgummit. I'm getting a phone call from a prison in Billings where Pam Polieski is currently calling me, and
you should probably go talk. We'll just talk about.
Hey, you're live on Liberty Libations.
Yeah,
she would freak out. She is not okay with any of that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's in prison as part of the Michael Hansen case.
You should probably
in the Cascade Effect. The call has already been ended, so it is what it is. But
was it a collect call?
It is a collect call. I have to pay for each one that she calls me all the time. And
aren't all prison calls collect calls?
Yeah.
You get charged only if you pick up?
Yes.
That's fair.
Okay, so
you would have to only be charged if you picked up.
I wouldn't
don't know how
I wouldn't put it
collect
above
calls
the government to charge
There's
you even if you
no
don't pick
earthly way that you can be charged for not picking up.
up. So I subscribe to a messaging app that I can message her in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $50 for messages, just for messages up to a certain point.
Okay.
The fees for this messaging app that I had to pay for a $50 thing was $22. I paid $72.
That's fucking like 48%. That's insane.
For it to be able to message somebody in federal prison. Like, this is freak. Like,
you have a wild career, honestly.
Dude, the government is freaking insane.
I think I've heard about this. There's like something called J-mail or something, where it's essentially like the prison equivalent of sending an email. So when I was in college, I used to do GED tutoring at the prison in Athens, and you would walk in and there was this console at the front that had like some advertisement for J-mail, where it's like you've got to sign up for this
jail mail. Is that what the J is?
Like, yeah, it's jail mail.
So. And so you've got to pay this outrageous fee to send a prisoner an email.
This one is not called jail. Is not called J-mail, but that is one that exists. This one is called Getting Out.
I only use the Jailbreak app to communicate with inmates. That's all I use. Like,
dude, it's insane.
Just like, instead of paying that, why don't you pay someone to smuggle a phone into her?
Dude, honestly, I should do that.
In your butt and
specifically because when you send a message through this app, it says your message is in review.
Oh, wow.
So they review every single message, and it takes hours.
You should send messages to fuck with them and be like, that cake I sent you, it had a file baked into it. Like,
when you sign up for this app, you sign a whole bunch of stuff. So I have to be very careful about what I actually send through the app.
Wow. Okay.
Because if I do it if I send any type of message that incites any type of,
you cause a commotion.
Yes, dude, seriously.
Wow.
Like, they will come after me instead of her.
Well, I didn't know you signed a waiver to use this message system. That is interesting. I didn't even realize this was a thing.
Dude, I didn't either until a friend of mine went to prison. Like, it's wild. It's prison for something she should not have ever been convicted of. Like, this.
I was wondering. I wasn't going to get into it if you didn't want to. Like,
honestly, this is why people should go to PLC Network and support our legal fund. Like,
that's a good segue, actually.
It is paramount for citizens to be able to fight back against, especially small town government officials. Like, they're in the Libertarian Party. You want like, libertarian ideals tend to go towards smaller government, but there are so many examples of small government abusing their power to such an extreme as they are in this case, that you need some way to fight against that. And the federal government, the only reason it was set up was to defend natural rights protected under the Constitution. And so this is one of those. Like,
I thought it was to
everything with Cascade Effect is about those rights and is about helping the citizens keep their freedom and liberty. And we are set up we're set up extremely well in order to be able to go all the way to the Supreme Court in order to get back grand jury into regular terminology, back into the zeitgeist, so that people can actually use grand jury in order to fight against overreach of government officials.
And like you said, it's a case that sets a precedent for other states to follow suit. And when you have a good case that has legs and has a chance of really making a splash in this way, legally speaking, once it's established in one, then the logic exists, like the precedent exists for other states to follow suit. And so it could be a really good
not technical precedent, but like sort of a loose precedent. Yes.
Okay,
yes, but like I don't fully agree with the idea of precedent. I don't like when cases that go to court cite only precedents and no actual facts or philosophy or like concrete structure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the system we live in. So if I can set some type of precedent, I'm going to try to do that to the best of my ability.
There should be a TV show that's just hearsay court, where it's just like, we don't want facts. We only accept hearsay. Dude, we throw out facts. Like,
that would be so funny.
Hearsay court. Boom.
But yeah, anyway, that like the fact that she called me right now is kind of wild. And like ties in with exactly with what I was talking about at the beginning of the show.
Yep. You opened with it.
Yep. So open with that. Look, if you want to see an innocent person who was never actually guilty of harming an animal, she's convicted of animal cruelty, by the way.
Okay.
Which she never actually did. She ran a no-kill animal shelter that took in animals that were already about to die. And she was convicted on the basis that those animals were harmed in her care, even though they were harmed before she took them in.
She took them in. She's in the position to help.
Yeah.
This would be like an EMT that was like DOA, and they're like, go to jail. Like,
dude, that is literally crazy. Exactly what it is.
What you brought the animal to me that was injured. Yep. I tried to assess the situation and do the best I could do. I'm going to jail. That's fucking lunacy.
She's been demonized for 20 years in Cascade County and Great Falls, Montana, and all for running a no-kill animal shelter. Where, granted, crazy, she may have took on more than she could actually handle, but she wasn't physically going around and kicking animals. You know, she wasn't like punching animals in the face.
The
like,
same thing.
She was trying to care for them.
A wildlife rehab center. Like, I'm actually strangely, I understand this concept. Like, I understand the work that goes into this. My grandma has killed a lot of animals, in the sense of like, when someone brings you a box with a turtle in it that's barely breathing and a tire ran over it and it's crushed into pulp, and my grandma has to be like, there's no way to bring this back, and she's euthanized a bunch of animals. Does that make her like an animal cruelty murderer? She's also saved thousands of animals, and that she's deemed, savable. Like, it just doesn't make sense to then punish the person who runs a no-kill shelter or a rehab center or something like this, who gets in animals that are in a bad way, that are beyond saving. That honestly, is this the kind of thing we want to do in this country, where we want to like punish the people that are positioned to potentially help? Yeah. Because it
sounds like something we want to do in this country.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it does sound like something some of the leaders want to do. Yeah.
I guess.
Sorry for the tangent. Apologies.
No, it's all right.
Going back to Google's moonshot. Like,
back to the moon.
I don't trust Google sending a bunch of AI data centers into space. Like, I just don't trust them to do any. I don't trust Google in any way, shape, or form. I do Google my life a few years ago. It's been an exhausting nightmare trying to get all Google stuff off of my computers and phones. Yep. It's terrible. And
you know that
them infecting space sounds like a nightmare.
That it probably genuinely it is sus, honestly. Do you know that if someone sends you an email, and if you use fucking, I don't care, Hotmail, whatever, any other email, if they send you an email, and if you don't open it, and it's from Gmail, it gets filtered through the same way that every other Gmail Google related thing gets filtered. Crazy. And it's like, it's literally, you can be the unopening recipient of, this is like the phone call with the collect call thing. It'd be as if you didn't answer the phone and you still got charged, and you still get spied on by Google if you are even reached out to by a Google account.
Dude, I don't think that's exclusive to Google, because there are so many email platforms, I guess. I don't know what you call them, like companies that host emails that you can send like mass emails to a whole bunch of people. Like, what's the one that has monkey in the title?
The MailChimp?
MailChimp. There we go. Yeah, monkey, whatever.
Monkeys.
Chimp, monkey,
Chimp,
same
ape, monkey,
thing.
primate, human,
like,
whatever.
I've always wondered, which I don't know why I've never looked into this, but I've always wondered why MailChimp can know if I've opened the email or not opened the email.
Mm-hmm.
Why can
MailChimp
if it knows
if you did not open it, then it still has access in a weird way. It's
it
bizarre.
has some type of connection to the email that has been sent to your inbox. So it has some type of connection to your inbox. I've never understood that.
Point.
I need to look into that. So that's an interesting one.
What I think happens there on those is that there's a little piece of code that gets sent with the email on it that then triggers a response that sends back to them whenever you open it. Yeah.
As a design nerd, a weird bit of design trivia. Brian Collins worked on the logo and the branding for MailChimp, which is a whole side thing. But Brian Collins is awesome.
I like the logo for MailChimp.
Yeah, he's a great.
The logo is great. Yeah. So I just want to read another paragraph because part like they could actually be either legitimately using a good excuse for wanting to send these into space or using a good excuse to send these into space.
I don't trust Google. I'm with you on that.
So here you go.
In principle, I don't care.
If it can ever get off the ground, the project would essentially create space-based data centers. Google hopes that by doing so, it can harness solar power around the clock. So that's the like legitimate reason where rather than using resources here on Earth, it's using solar power in space 24/7. In order
how much energy and resources does it take to put it into space versus waiting for 12 hours?
That's a one-time thing, and it's relatively small compared to, dude, the resources that it uses on Earth is extreme. Like an AI data center uses
the data centers. I thought I was talking just solar.
So like they're literally Microsoft is literally recommissioning one of the reactors on 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania just to run AI data centers.
Jesus Christ.
So like
they take a huge amount of energy.
So let's think of the technicals on this real quick.
I was speaking just to solar specifically for this instance, but what are the benefits of going to space for solar's purpose?
Because you have 24/7, you don't have diluted solar. And so it gets you more power for forever.
And you don't have to take up land to do it.
Let's go to Nick because he's the engineer.
So let's think through some of the technicals on this. So AI data centers, this would work on because generally everyone's used to sending a request and then you have to wait a little bit and it comes back.
Yeah.
If you're using ChatGPT, I mean, for simple stuff, it'll respond quick. A lot of times you get that like thinking. Depending on how high up you put the satellites, that lag can be significant. So it's like you send that request through, it gets beamed up there, does the processing back down into you, right? So AI data centers make sense. File storage on this probably doesn't make sense unless you're talking low Earth, but then you're coming around through the shadow of the Earth every so often, and I'm not sure on that. So AI makes sense, especially if you're putting it up higher. Now the things you've got to consider on that, solar weather, right? A big solar storm, you've got to be properly shielded on that. That's going to be a big issue, a big thing. One of the things that's probably a good thing is no atmosphere, meaning no convective heat transfer through that system because there's no air to transmit the heat. And space is cold, so you're gonna get the low temperatures that you want that can allow you probably to run the components at a higher speed that you might need to water cool or something here on Earth. So there's some technical reasons that if you could properly shield it, and again, we're talking AI, so theoretically, at least based on that, you're talking about taking a bunch of the GPUs and sending it up there and just having pure compute power sitting up in space. So you don't have files being stored up there that could get lost whenever you're talking about interference from solar weather and stuff like that. So I mean, there's reasons that this sounds like it makes sense. There's really, in my mind, not much that putting it in space is going to make a difference on that. Having it on the ground, if Google's going to do bad stuff, they can do it on the ground or in the air.
such a funny quote.
The
funny comment.
Problem with putting it on the moon is that the time between the Earth to the moon on transmitting that data is going to be a significant issue.
Yeah.
If you're at least in, I would assume it's probably, would they be putting this in geosynchronous orbit, or are they going to try to put it in a stationary, like a stationary point between the Earth and the sun?
That's a good question. I
don't know if this is way outside of my knowledge base, but I don't know if low Earth orbit's the right answer, because I think you're going to be passing around too often that you're not going to be fully charging. That means you're going to be launching pretty high, which is going to require Starship to actually be functioning in order to get this up there.
Yeah, they don't mention that in the actual article, so I don't know.
I'm thinking through technicals.
Yeah,
way too much on this. But I don't see necessarily a bad thing coming from the concept of just sticking the AI compute up there. When they do it down here, they're going to just be they're just going to be commissioning they're going to be commissioning nuclear reactors to do it. So
yeah. Zane, do you have any
ugly data centers off of places that don't want ugly data centers sitting there?
Yeah, seriously. Zane, do you have any comments on this before we move on to 50-year debt, which we might not talk about for very long?
I saw an Instagram reel a couple days ago, and I should have sent it to you to be played on the show, but it was much more of a visual thing. There wasn't a lot of audio, but it was just essentially a screenshot of someone that had Googled the phrase, all-you-can-eat buffets near me. And the first search result that came up is the Google Gemini AI-generated response. And it said, to find all-you-can-eat buffets near you, you can go to a search engine such as Google and Yahoo and search all-you-can-eat buffets near me.
Goodness gracious. Okay. I think that sums up that topic.
Buffets in space? That's where we end?
Yeah. Buffets in space is where we end, Alden. Okay, so just real quick, technically this could be part of Tiny Topics, but it's actually a pretty huge topic, which we'll probably talk about more of this in a later episode. 50-year debt. Here we go. Move over 30-year mortgage. The Trump White House is working on a 50-year option to break the housing market gridlock. This means that a 50-year loan is potentially coming from banks for purchasing a house, which means you will. Zane pointed this out in the Discord, which if you haven't joined the Discord, go to peacefulsea.network and join the Discord.
Well, if I pointed it out, then maybe I should be the one to explain it.
Go ahead and explain it, Zane.
I thought there was going to be a handoff there at some point, but
a handy?
I was waiting for that handy,
Go ahead, Zane.
So as you all learned last week on the show, because I know all of our listeners never miss an episode, 67 is the Social Security normal retirement age. So it's essentially when the government thinks that you're going to retire on average and start taking Social Security. Which means that if the government is also promoting these 50-year mortgages, it means that they expect that either you will buy a house when you're 17 or not be finished paying your house off by the time that you retire.
So, on the math that Steven put in, maybe you're going to bring that up. Extending out to a 50-year mortgage only drops at less than $400 a month on a $500,000 house. So you're still talking about a significant payment for someone who's 17. So you're probably not 17 buying a house. Now, what this does do is brings back the original meaning of mortgage, which the mort part of that means death. I
never thought of that.
Yes. Yes, it comes out of it derives from the French. It means death. It's a debt you pay until you die.
That's funny. I never.
The average home value is what, $450K right now.
That's the average.
That's the average.
Median or whatever.
So,
median or mean? Yeah. What's the?
Yeah, if you put a down payment, let's say, what do you think? What do y'all think the average down payment is on a home these days?
As a percentage,
$5.
5%, 5 to 10.
You think 5%? So what's 5%? So 450,000. That's what $225,000. So $25,000. Here you go. I'm going to bring this up.
Pull up a mortgage calculator.
Yep.
Yeah, live calculate.
Your total monthly payment will be $22.89. Your down. Oh no, hang on. What the heck? Why didn't it calculate with my new down payment?
Because you probably got to scroll down and hit the.
Oh, there we go. Calculate. There we go. Your total monthly payment for a $450,000 house with a $25,000 down payment will be $2,783 per month.
Mm-hmm.
Your total interest paid is close to $1 million.
Wow.
During the term of that loan. I cannot say this enough. Like, getting a mortgage, a 50-year mortgage on a house, you're way better off just renting. Do not. I don't even know. Like, it's debatable whether a 30-year mortgage, you're better off renting than doing a 30-year mortgage.
I think most people would say even that with a 30, it would be better if you can to pay it off before. Like,
if at all possible, you should do a 15-year mortgage because the interest you're paying will be substantially less than a 30-year mortgage.
If you have the foresight and the discipline, you could set up a 30-year mortgage and pay it off in close to 15, somewhere between 15 and 20, and then achieve the same kind of a thing.
Yes.
And just have that sort of leniency a little bit with the payments up front, depending on your setup. But
a 50-year mortgage is just a gimmick in order to make you feel that you can actually afford a house these days.
But this is how this country has been going for years with credit systems where it's like, afford that TV now, pay for it later, deal with it, interest, pay for it 3 times, like over,
Pay for this burrito in 4 easy installments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
exactly.
In the 1960s, you could afford a home with a salary from working at a gas station.
Correct.
These days, you can't afford a home from a normal salary after graduating from college, in which you're already in debt.
And I would add that this feels like this is like the wrong kind of solution thing, which topically makes it feel like, oh, people can afford a home. But does this keep inflated house prices high? Because more people can get into homes at higher prices, but with higher payments, and it helps banks essentially. Because I think this could actually keep house prices locked at this higher weird spot that we're at now. Instead,
you're gonna as house prices come down, you're gonna get more demand, so that's gonna bid the prices back up. You're not gonna move the price. You're just going to. I mean, when people are buying, they're looking at the monthly payments. You're probably when this comes in, you're probably going to see a drop in the monthly payments, but it's probably going to get bid right back up.
This is similar to what we talked about at the very beginning when we were talking about convenience and we were talking about people's lives and that short-term convenience kind of a thing. This is along the same lines. It sounds nice. It sounds convenient. It sounds like you can afford it. It's a bad idea.
So
it's a bad idea. So to
what this doesn't go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say what this doesn't change in the equation is the supply side of the equation. This doesn't build any more houses. And what this actually does is it's going to increase demand.
Such a good point.
Right? This doesn't increase supply in any way. Yeah. I mean, it might.
You're artificially boosting buying power.
Yeah, you're increasing demand, but there's not necessarily a correlated supply move from this unless you come up with some way to incentivize
This is good news for me. I just bought a house, and so my property value is. That's what I'm saying. This is good news, like in the sense that I'm saying from someone who stands to benefit from this potentially in the long run, and I say it's a bad idea. Like, don't do it. More people should not do it. You shouldn't. Similar to the fucking housing boom in 06 or whatever.
Yep.
Don't take the fucking, just because someone gives you the like, hey, sign here and you can pay this and you can get this $1 million house and do these payments, and like, you can't afford that. That's a bad idea. Like, it's up to the people to choose. Don't let the government, don't let the banks, and don't let the fucking realtors tell you what you should do.
It's a bad idea to buy what they tell you that you can buy. I mean, when I bought this house, they were telling me I could spend $100,000 more than I spent on this.
Of course,
I am not spending anywhere near that.
Always spend lower. Always spend less than what the banks tell you you're allowed to spend.
Like, Zane, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, Zane, what were you about to say?
Yeah, so you bring up 2008, and I think that that's actually really apt comparison, because one of the things they were pushing in 2008 were these interest-only mortgages, where for the first several years you don't even pay down any principal.
No capital, only pay interest. No principal. Yeah.
And what an interest-only loan essentially is an infinity-year mortgage, and in finance there's a concept of this. It's called a perpetuity. So you've got an annuity, which is just regular payments. So it's like to repay a mortgage, you're paying an annuity because every month you're paying a set amount. But there's also this concept
a ratio of what goes to principal or capital, like toward the loan, and
it depends on the loan
across the life of the loan.
So yeah, you have these amortization schedules where, depending on where in the payment you are, it depends what proportion of the payment is interest versus what. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm an actuary. I know this kind of math inside and out, and I'm trying not to bore the rest of the audience.
No, that's why I'm asking you. But isn't it that any amount over your minimum payment goes directly to principal, though, right?
Yes.
Like, see, okay, yeah. This is why I say anything that you can give more on a 30-year loan over your normal payment. This is why instead of setting up
knocking down that principal knocks down the interest amount.
Exactly. Yes. The total interest paid. This is why I say you can still set up a 30-year loan if you have the discipline to pay a little extra, because then you'll knock it down more.
It's not just the discipline, it's the means.
Well, of course. If you don't have the means, then like, I'm not trying to disparage anyone that doesn't have the means. Like, of course.
Yeah. But, like, some people have the discipline, but they don't have the means to do it.
And some people have the means, but not the discipline. And that's more what
well, that's true.
Yeah.
Those people are weak.
Well, that's what I'm speaking to them more. It's like, if you can focus it, like you can set a 30-year, give yourself flexibility, and still pay it off more and chip away at the principal. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Zane. Go ahead. I clarify.
So my point with bringing up the perpetuity is that the idea of the perpetuity is that you're essentially only ever paying the interest, and so you never pay down the principal, which means that the payment stream continues forever. But the longer the term of the loan is, the closer and closer the payment, your mortgage payment, under like when you go from a 30 to a 50-year loan, the reduction in the monthly payment, the more years that you add to the term of the loan, the lower and the less the payment actually goes down.
Hey, so
because once you get to only paying the interest, it doesn't matter how much longer you make the term of the loan, it cannot get any lower than only ever paying the interest and not paying any principal. The actual reduction in the monthly payment you get from going from 30 to 50 years is not very much, because there's not very much wiggle room before you just get to the point where you're not even paying any principal at all. So, but the only benefit you get is not having to repay the principal for an additional 20 years. But for the privilege of doing that, you also end up paying buku's more interest than you would have had you had a 15 or a 30-year mortgage.
Yep.
Yeah. So if anybody's been like, I don't know, everybody's been doom scrolling for the last 10 years at this point.
That's literally the number I was going to say, 10 years.
If you've ever watched any video on why renting is better than a 30-year mortgage, just consider the fact that now there's a 50-year mortgage, which means
that would only magnify like
renting is far better.
That like logarithmically magnifies the same argument then or whatever.
So the what drives me crazy is they attach mortgage to this 50-year number when what just keep in mind that a 50-year mortgage means that you're in debt for 50 years and like paying interest on that debt.
That's typically beyond the working portion of your life. There's a reason why we did 30 before.
Yes.
And a 30-year retirement plan. Think of that at the same
time. When I bought my first house with Nikki, like I thought a 30-year mortgage made my heart have palpitations. Like
right.
I was so nervous about
it's like a life
30-year mortgage.
You're like, I'm gonna be in jail for 50 years. Like that's a long ass time. Like, yeah.
And now they've increased it to 50 years. To anybody who's out there who's just graduated from college or just entering college, please, I beg you to rent and don't get a 50-year mortgage.
I would implore not to go for the 50. Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. Like the amount of things that a landlord is in charge of and the things that you don't have to worry about, such as any repairs, any land maintenance, any like yard work, anything like that, you don't have to worry about if you're renting.
Can I throw out a counter, not to support the 50-year, but I want to throw out some sympathy for people that are renters in this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, pour it on.
In the recent housing environment, like in the market that we've had, I was a renter up until last year.
Yep.
And the reason why we bought a house was because we were tired of renting a house and then the owner being like, oh, this property is now worth a lot, I'm going to sell. And I 2 fucking times we rented a house. We rented a house and got kicked out because they wanted to sell. We found a new house and then got kicked out because they wanted to sell. That shit gets fucking old, man. Yeah. Quick. Every 16 months it was like, we want to sell. I have sympathy for people that are renters. I didn't want to just glaze over it and be like, here's this perfect other option. It is tricky right now. I get it. Like,
it's tricky.
Don't do it, but don't fucking do a 50-year mortgage. Like, don't do it. That is not the way out. And
there's reasons to get into a 30. There's not reasons to get into a 50.
I say this.
And there's barely reasons to get into a 30, in my opinion. Like barely.
Well, we're in a 30 right now, but I plan to get out of it before 30. Like, and that's why I say the discipline to like.
We were in a 32.
Yeah,
we were in a 30.
Yeah, 32. How'd you get a 32?
We were in a 30 as well, but I had plans on how to get out of it.
I just wanted to throw out, I'm not rich. I lived the renter lifestyle for a long time, and I get it, and I'm still, and that's why I just wanted to say this as like context for like still, don't do 50. Please don't do, like, that is too much. That's just crazy. The amount of interest that accrues, the math on it for interest over the time like this is, I mean, we just looked at it. You just showed, it's like, for you pay $1 million in interest, you pay twice what the capital is on the house or whatever. Like, that's, dude, wow, that's wild.
If you really want to remember the Edmund Fitzgerald, you should get a 29-year mortgage.
And if you want to learn more about fractional reserve banking, Jake didn't you have a movie that was
I feel like I had a movie that covered this topic.
Yeah.
Look, y'all, if you want to learn about why the American economic system is so screwed, go watch Divide and Dominate.
You want to get really depressed, like
Amazon, Peaceful Sea Network. I think those are the only 2 places you can
grab a pint of ice cream and some tissues and watch this documentary. But
it describes in great detail and interesting detail why the economic system in the United States has been.
Didn't you have it on Vimeo also?
Vimeo upped their prices, and then also, what did they do? They had something where they required like government ID to have your movies.
An Apple passport to post your movie.
Dude, they started requiring a whole bunch of identification in order to keep your movies on their website.
Why?
So I opted out. So
I think my copy of that was on Vimeo.
There we go. I'll send you the copy, Nick.
You gave me a code for it, and I think I also have the Peaceful Sea subscription anyway. So
sweet. Well, either way, I will send you an actual digital copy of the movie.
Divide and Dominate, right?
Yeah, go watch Divide and Dominate. It'll tell you exactly why the economic system is screwed in the United States.
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Who was it that you had that did some of the narration for it that was actually funny?
Robbie Bernstein.
Yeah.
Part of the problem. He's
it totally helped because it's a heavy topic and it helps to have it be kind of comedic at points.
Dude, that's why I got a comedian.
That's why he did it. Yeah.
That's literally why I got a comedian to do the narration.
It helps so much actually because it's a heavy fucking topic. But anyway, sorry.
We've never had Robbie on this show, which we should.
Dude, it's hard to nail Robbie down. I got to be honest, and he's getting bigger and bigger. So it's
I should have told him he needs to come on when I saw him over the summer.
Yeah, I'll message him. I'll message him, and we'll see.
And speaking of Divide and Dominate, we got to get Shane back on. It's been a while since we've had Shane.
I would love to have Shane back on.
I would love to have Shane back on the show.
I haven't talked to Shane in a while.
I was just out in his neck of the woods, but I was picking apples.
Ronan Jack says, "Can I sign my 50-year mortgage under my kid's name?"
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. All right, y'all.
Well, this is how long a 50-year mortgage is.
Yeah.
Where if you signed a 50-year mortgage in the name of your newborn child, by the time the mortgage was paid off, that child would be 50.
Yeah, wow. Honestly, that does really help frame it because sometimes with this arbitrary numbers or whatever, like think of it in terms of a person's lifetime. If you had a kid right now, they'd be 50 years old, your kid. Like that's a legitimate way to frame it. That's interesting.
Okay. Now in slight defense of the 50-year mortgage, Steven,
we don't have the Fed button anymore.
Steven had Steven put the numbers in. I think those are right into the Peaceful Sea Discord that everyone should join for $1 a month. But basically, what is it? It's a $365 on a $500,000 home, assuming 6% interest. It's a $365 difference each month. Mm-hmm. If you put that into Bitcoin, assuming Bitcoin compounds at 20% for 30 years. Yeah. You're going to pay an additional $500,000 more in interest to the bank over that period of time, but you'll be stacking 8.4 million in Bitcoin over that time.
That's an interesting argument, but again, this brings up the concept of, well, also not a technical known thing, but discipline of like what to do with the money you save. And it's like, with that money you save, do you pay off principal on the loan or do you invest it in a way that could give you money to pay off principal on the loan? But it still comes back to paying off principal on the loan faster. And
what Steven has done here is essentially advocated for margin, for like buying Bitcoin on margin. Because there's actually no difference in doing that and just going out, getting a loan and putting all the loan money into Bitcoin. It is financially the same exact thing.
It's basically
actually a funny point because Marty Bent from TFTC has thrown this out there, and I think some people in the loan market are starting to look into this concept. But when you're taking a mortgage, saying, okay, you can, the house is going to cost this much, then we're going to contract that X amount of Bitcoin is going to be bought on top of that, and then so everything's collateralized there, and then you have the investment schedule on the Bitcoin where the Bitcoin becomes yours after however many years. So you're paying the loan that's collateralized by the house and get some Bitcoin on top of it, and end up like kind of as Bitcoin's recognized to be a safe investment asset, a safer investment asset like that.
Free up money to put into this, make an investment, and as long as, again, this comes down to personal discipline, and if that worked out, and if you were disciplined enough to put it back into your principal and your loan, it could work out. But for the average person, I feel like I want to warn against the phenomenon overall. But yes, sure. There's maybe for the money savvy and the investor savvy, there's a way to like work it to your advantage or whatever. Like that is an interesting sort of nuanced conversation, like with how to work a loan like this, where you could make money with that extra money that you save per month, put it into something like that. I want to specify, I'm not a financial investor, no guarantees on what you would get. But then if you did so and put money back into the over the top of like what your minimum payment is into the principal on the loan and paid it off sooner, those two things combined, there is a workaround potentially. But for the average person, I feel like I still want to just say a general warning about a 50-year loan.
Alden, to implement Stephen's plan, you would never actually pay any more on your loan than you have to, because you'd want to keep all the money in Bitcoin as you can for as long as possible.
And you want to buy more sooner than you want to pay down that interest, because the sooner you get in, the higher the rewards.
I guess that depends on the rate of interest versus the rate of gains on your
the only reason this works is because we're assuming that the return on Bitcoin is higher than the interest rate.
See,
if you don't assume that, then the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Pause. The rate of return on Bitcoin right now will be fantastic because Bitcoin is on sale. It's currently at $99,000, which is a massive sale from the $125,000 it was.
Plus, Stephen was only assuming 20% CAGR, I think, on that. I mean, over 50 years, maybe that flattens out in the long term. But doesn't it run closer to 40% CAGR?
40% what? What's the word you just said?
CAGR, I hardly knew her.
Zane, that got me. That was fucking funny.
It stands for compound annual growth rate.
Yeah. Compound annual growth rate? Yeah, that totally checks. I didn't know her at all. How are we doing this already?
Okay.
Day two?
Yeah. Y'all, we're 30 minutes over at this point in time. So we're gonna end the 50-year debt. We're gonna skip the tiny topics. Y'all, the moral of the story is to buy hard money. Do not buy things like keep your money
Don't
in
buy
soft
money.
Don't put your ID on your Apple phone.
Don't put your ID on your Apple phone.
The TSA is full of fucking useless people.
Do not think that that's the government working well when the TSA is working well.
Yeah.
Put your money in hard money. So gold, silver, Bitcoin, anything that has a limit that can't be reproduced for no freaking reason. Google's putting AI centers in space. That's to be determined whether or not that's a good or a bad thing.
TBD.
Do not get a 50-year mortgage. I'm sorry. Like, I've got people messaging me who are watching the show right now, who are giving examples of like what is rent going to be in a few years compared to a 50-year mortgage.
That's an interesting,
which is an interesting point.
Based on if that becomes a thing with it, and that depends on how many people take on the 50-year mortgage and blah 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 on the housing market and the prices, and if they hold really high, that is a complication. I would say that.
But here's the deal: Alden has an invite to come and live with me on my property, so he shouldn't even be investigating any of this.
Yeah, me personally, I'm fine, right? Yeah,
he'll be fine no matter what.
I got a lifeboat offer. I'm okay. Yeah,
regardless,
I've got a homesteader lifeboat. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, 50-year homesteader, libertarian, anarchist lifeboat is in the form of the PWR.
If shit hits the fan, I'm calling you / pigeon fucking mailing you about this offer. So,
dude, I've sent out my coordinates to my friends and family.
I like this.
They know how to get here.
That reminds me of a movie I got to talk to you about later.
Okay, we'll do that later.
So, besides the 50-year mortgage being a terrible idea on that, what it doesn't solve is the supply issue. It probably increases demand, which increases prices because that's how supply and demand works. That's easy.
Inflating it on one side. I agree. It's weird. Yeah. It's
okay.
not a good idea.
So we're gonna wrap up there. Y'all head on over to peacefulsea.network.
Why did we skip 40? Why did we go to 50? That's a big jump.
That's a huge jump. But why do we go from 15 to 30?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on over to peacefulsea.network. Check out Philosophical Fall Guy, which was our last broadcast. That was a fantastic episode. If y'all don't know Philosophical Fall Guy, it's a stunt woman related show where one of the top stuntmen in the industry interviews other stunt coordinators and stuntmen and women from the industry. Phenomenal episode.
Very cool.
Extremely entertaining, very well done episode. You can also go help us at the the cascade effect. My gosh, y'all, I've had way too much whiskey tonight. This is ridiculous.
You've had the right amount, sir. That's okay.
No, I have not. As soon as I start stuttering, I've had too much whiskey.
Fair enough.
Go, please support us. Like, we are very much trying to run through the court system in order to regain constitutionally protected rights. Go check this out.
If I
go
know
learn
anything,
about the cascade effect.
If Jake is on the case, he's like a bloodhound for personal freedoms. Like, if he's doing it, you should just support it. Like, it's in your best interest, honestly. That's my personal sort of just anecdotal support of this, even just use you as a person or whatever.
Well, I appreciate that, especially in that it is correct. This will not only help you in the long term, it will help us in the very short term get our case
Both can be totally
through the court system, which is so corrupt. The last judge to review our case,
need the grand jury system. Apparently, I didn't even realize how much we were missing it.
Dude, the judge that reviewed our case 2 submissions ago reviewed it for 1 hour and 30 minutes.
How many pages is this?
It was a binder about that thick with a thumb drive attached to it with audio and video evidence.
It was denied.
She reviewed it for an hour and a half.
It was denied basically literally before it was humanly possible to even review all the content you sent. Like, that's insane.
I mean, physically, it was impossible for her to actually review it before she denied it.
It's not a thing. Yeah.
We have Banished Big Brother, which is much of what this episode was about tonight. We have Endure Lebanon. We have The Troubles. We have Liberty Libations, obviously. We have Free Georgia. We have Wrexham Texan, which is coming back in December.
Wrexham Texan.
We have Divide and Dominate. We have a new Bitcoin documentary that should be coming to the platform in the very near future.
Nice.
Divide and Dominate. We have On the Drive Home, which is not.
It's movie related.
It's movie related, but it is definitely not been updated in a very long time.
Oh, okay.
The Junto podcast, which is by Edgar Mills, a former Green Beret, who is
Isn't
phenomenal.
He the gun instructor?
What's that?
Isn't he the range instructor that?
Yeah. He owns a range called Osprey Shooting Solutions.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
If you live in or near the border of Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee,
dude, that's where I live. I gotta go to him.
You should go to Osprey Shooting Solutions.
Can I throw out a range story that I just had? I was up here and I went to a local range. I was muzzled so fucking bad by this old fucking New Yorker guy, dude, so many times just pointing a fucking pistol at me while we were at this range. I was getting very upset. It was ridiculous. And I asked my buddy, I'm like, did you see how many fucking times this old guy? And he's like, oh yeah, I saw that. It was so annoying. So I prefer to go to ranges that are like more like smaller, custom, like, you know, a certain culture of people, because when you just go to the every Joe range, sometimes you get that it only takes one. It's that one fucking asshole that's walking around with a gun that's waving at everybody, and it gives a bad name, right? To gunners. And it just drives me crazy. And like I have so many guns, and I love guns. I shoot guns all the time. This frustrates me, and so I like these. So
Alden, from your house, it would take about an hour to get to Rome, Georgia.
Yep, I've been to Rome.
And his classes are affordable.
Yeah,
I would highly recommend it. He's a former Green Beret.
That's right.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He was just at the Great Create.
I feel like
shooting classes.
Yeah.
What's that, Nick?
On top of the shooting classes with Osprey, he has what's he called? The Southern Ornithological League.
It's now called 2-team guys. 2TG.
He was calling it the Southern Ornithological League for a while there. He was doing SOL. He was doing a whole bunch of other stuff too, like his awareness class, which sounded interesting, and then his land nav and stuff like that.
So they're having some land nav classes coming up in the near future. I forget how many. There's like 2 or 3 that are coming up in the very near future. Where
Which sounds like almost something that if you aren't in the area and sounds interesting, you might want to actually fly in or drive the long distance down for.
You're not kidding. Like he does it correctly. Like he puts you out in the middle of nowhere. In the is it state or national park? It's state park, right?
I don't know.
I don't know what he was doing. I know like he described it at one point, and at least at that time he was saying it was like a day or so of classroom instruction and then dropping you in a forest in Alabama and saying, all right,
drink your own piss.
Navigate to this point. Basically, what he does is he trains you for a day in the Southern Ornithological League, which is now 2-team guys, where it's basically like backwoods training. So he'll teach you how to navigate with a compass. He'll teach you how to get from point A to point B. He'll
need to float a needle
backwoods
on a water in the palm of your hand kind of compass, or do you get a compass? You know what I'm saying?
Like probably a real ass compass that you.
It's a real.
I'm actually interested in the land nav thing, and I've considered like trying to find out when he's doing it and maybe flying down for that.
Dude,
at some point.
I think
I'd go do that with you, Nick. If you came down for that, let me know, man, because I'd go do that.
I don't know when, but I might.
It's 3 days in the wilderness where you have to navigate from point A to point B with nothing but a compass, and we produce this podcast on the network. Highly recommend. Like
you said he's from the Green Berets, right?
He's a Green Beret.
He's real ass.
I forget real ass. I forget if it was Green Beret. I actually think it might be Army Rangers that used to train in North Georgia because some of the mountains in North Georgia have such steep grade changes. Like that.
Yes, I believe that's true.
Yeah. It's sometimes if you get dropped off in a weird spot, it's not easy to navigate the terrain here when you have really steep loose ground and steep terrain and stuff like that. So
guys, I have a great idea for a Liberty Libations team building exercise.
I love it. Let's go.
I'm into this.
Are you going to say it now?
Are you going to tell us
after the show?
I'm into it.
Wait, you're not picking up on the joke here? Come on.
No, I guess not. I was just like straight up ready for an idea.
He's saying that
this should be long.
He's saying that this should be that signing up for it should be a peaceful sea retreat.
Oh no. I was like straight up just ready for I was like, yeah, I'm game. Like let's
it's a tax write-off, Jake.
I was too, but I'm so drunk. It's absurd right now. So apologies if the rest of the show doesn't go as planned. Go to Peaceful Sea Network. Check out our Dollar Media Club, which should soon be the Satoshi Media Club.
Okay.
It might just stay the Dollar Media Club. I don't know. But go to Dollar Media or go to peacefulseanetwork.com. Nope. That gum
network.
It is
peacefulsea.network.
Y'all, this is ridiculous. What? I haven't been this drunk in so long. Go to peacefulsea.network. Check out our suite of shows and movies. There will be more shows coming, including the PWR, which is the Peaceful Warrior Ranch, which will show you how to homestead and build an off-grid property, off-grid community, as well as a whole bunch of.
Is that already a thing? Is that happening?
It's already on Instagram, but it's not a show just yet.
Ooh,
so it's
I gotta talk to you about this.
At this moment. Yeah. So it'll show you exactly how to do all the things that you want to do if you would like to be extremely independent, which is what my wife and I are doing out here in Montana.
Moderately independent, but fucking extremely
independent. Yeah, go to peacefulsea.network, check out all of our stuff, and subscribe to the Dollar Media Club.
Do you say PWR Ranch?
No, PWR.
PWR, because I was going to say, because that'd be weird, because R and Ranch.
Yeah, it's like ATM machine.
Yes. That's exactly. That's it. You brought up the example. There's also, I will bring up one other thing that's like, I'm like pissed off, but then PO'd. That's pissowed. You know what I mean?
That's post office box.
Very different thing.
All right, y'all. We're going to go into some funnies. At the end of the show, we always watch some funny videos just to bring us back to reality, even though most of this show has been just us ranting about how stupid government
This has been a very disjointed rant session. That's fine though. I love it.
Which I think some great clips are going to come from this show.
All of my parts have been the most well-crafted piece of oratory.
That was such a good cut. Oh my god! But honestly though, like, yes, it's true.
Yeah. No, honestly, Zane is correct. All of his parts have been the most well-spoken, thought out pieces of the show.
No, he's the glue. He's holding us together. We're just a bunch of drunken idiots. It's fine.
Me and Alden are definitely the super drunkards. I'm the drunkard this episode. Like, this is absurd.
I will say
we found it. They always say if you don't know who the drunkard of the week is, it's you.
That's me. Yes.
I've been drinking. I don't know if I'm as drunk as Jay.
Dude, I went out to pee a minute ago when I turned my camera off. I had to lean up against a post in order to pee off the balcony.
Oh yeah, we're not on the same level.
Like, things are not well on my side. So hopefully I can drive my side by side back to the house that I'm staying at.
Luckily,
safely.
It's all private, so you can't
Don't
get a
hit
DUI.
that oil pan.
I can't get a DUI, but I can drive off the cliff into a creek 30 feet or 60 feet below, depending on where you are.
That might be survivable. So
sentence is like, the law doesn't matter, but my life is at stake. Like, yeah, it's a different story now. Like,
all right, we're gonna watch some funny videos now.
We need them.
I think we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 videos to watch. So here we go.
Oh my god, it's 10:50.
This pup does not want to leave.
Is that a real dog?
This is a real video, not AI generated. There's a golden retriever that does not want to go home.
He didn't know what to do.
I know he's gonna have to
He's
drag
like, come on.
Come on.
I said, all right. Maybe we'll go.
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
I don't think so, bud. My day's not over yet.
Which, I'm sorry, like, I gotta say, so I think this is hilarious because I've seen this happen with dogs all over the place.
Yeah.
But if you're a man who is in charge of that dog and you're not dragging that dog,
oh, you're the beta.
You're not a masculine man anymore. Like, that dog has emasculated you for the foreseeable future.
Honestly, animals, I mean, they operate on animal terms. He's the beta.
Yes.
The dog is now, that's the whole thing about dog training.
Yes.
That man is the beta. Like, there's just no arguing.
The man is the beta in that scenario. All right. The next one. If y'all remember the robbery of the Louvre, do y'all remember that one?
Is this an Ocean's
within the last
15
month
or something? Or
no, it was within the last month.
Oh fuck! I don't know about this.
Yeah. Okay. So, a German company that makes the mechanical ladder used in the Louvre heist has used the image to advertise with the text, "When you need to move fast."
I was at a Halloween party where someone was dressed up as the ladder.
No,
that's so good.
That's fantastic.
I saw this, right after it happened. They did that, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect marketing.
It's incredible. I can't believe they embraced the marketing in order to do that. That's so good.
That is funny.
Sorry. I'm gonna have to refresh this page. The next one is let me refresh it.
There's nothing more annoying than this. So I made a belt for my belt, called it the belt squared. There's magnets. I called it belt to the fourth, and it caused me to gain superpower. There's nothing more annoying than that.
Dude, oh my god. That's fantastic.
So good.
I think the answer to that is just eat more pizza. You know what I mean? And that'll go away pretty soon.
Dude, speaking of, I'm very much looking forward to the fact that I'm eating a pizza directly after this show.
Nice. Oh man.
I mean,
you know what?
To be honest, like my gun belt has the little thing that wraps around. So I mean, I don't know.
So you need to get a belt to the fourth.
But it velcros.
No,
velcros
you need a belt to the fourth.
I don't, because the Velcro thing works after just one belt.
Oh my gosh.
For my belt.
Nick's ruining belt to the 4th, y'all.
Yes, I am.
Okay, here's the next one.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. This is my life.
Yep.
You look away, dude. I swear to God. This is my life right now with working on this house. My God.
Yep.
Dude, so stinking.
Why is it so real? It's so true.
It's exactly what happens.
It's
like
insane.
Yeah. It drives me absolutely insane. This happens to me all the freaking time. I'm building a house in Montana at the moment. Yeah.
And bugs. You go like you see a bug and then you look away to grab something to like fucking take it out or kill it or whatever, and then it's gone. You're like, fuck! Like, where's that? It's in my pillowcase now. I know it. Like, you know.
Yep.
Screws and bugs.
Right. We've got 2 more to share with y'all. Hang on, let me get this one situated before we. There we go. Oh wait, it's already on there. There we go. All right, let's do it.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh!
Oh my god! Wow!
Oh jeez!
That couldn't have been closer. Holy crap!
The range of emotions on that is fantastic. The caption is perfect.
That was close, dude. That was crazy.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a time I was driving one time and a person in front of me had a boat trailer and one of the wheels on their trailer just blew off. Like it must have been a ball joint failed in their trailer or something like that. And like the trailer went and sparks were flying. And my dad and I, we were like, fuck, that sucks. And we passed him and we kept going. We're talking, we're driving down the road. I don't know, 30 seconds passes, 10 seconds, whatever. It's I don't know how long. And a wheel, a whole tire and wheel hits the ditch next to us. I'm talking literally right next to me and explodes in the ditch like a fucking meteor hit the ditch or whatever, because the wheel of the trailer in front of us apparently shot up into the sky and we passed the truck and it was in the air the whole time we were passing this car and it hits 7 feet next to me. Like, it scared me. If it were 7 feet to the left, I wouldn't be here talking to you and you guys would be.
One of the funniest stories of one of these things happening is a husband and wife are following each other home from the lake. The wife is in the car in front. The husband is driving the truck behind them, towing the boat.
Mm-hmm.
The wife slams on the brakes at a red light.
Mm-hmm.
The husband rear ends the wife and the boat launches over the truck and lands on the wife's car.
Oh my god!
So they total 3 vehicles in one go.
So there's a lesson here, right? I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna say it.
Go ahead,
Nick. Yeah, real life one that I guess that my dad told me my sister and brother-in-law did the other day. He apparently he bought my dad's old truck. Apparently he took the tonneau cover off of the bed of the truck and had it just sitting in there. And I guess my sister was following behind him.
The tonneau cover was in the bed?
Yeah, instead of being on the bed with everything, he just took it and put it in the bed. And then apparently they're driving down the road near the house. And it fucking caught wind.
Yeah,
it flew up as my sister was right behind him.
That's a real bad idea. I don't mean to be like well, I knew that was going to be bad, but as soon as you described this, I was like, no, that's not what tonneau covers are for. Like,
yeah. All right, final one for the evening, y'all.
I just saw a video that said that because of the way that pigs' eyes are placed, they can't see the sky. So if someone with a pig could like lift them so they can see the sky, just so that I can be okay.
That got me. I didn't know what to expect of that. Oh my god! Wow, that was some angry bacon, man.
Oh, that was enjoyable.
Oh man,
so sick, good. Y'all, we're gonna wrap up super quickly. Thank y'all for tuning in to Liberty Libations number 151. Apologies for my drunkenness and apologies for the 53 minutes of overtime that we've subjected y'all to. Thank y'all for tuning in to the entire episode. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next week on more Liberty Libations. Peace.